The people who populate the city's iconic Latinx neighborhood don't have the option of working remotely. They live in the area, or at least try to, and most survive on little more than their own ingenuity and hard work.
Just see people who have nothing, not even Social Security card, yet wake up and make money to live, you know. So I think those people could use a little bit of compassion and a little bit of help.
And that's where Roberto Hernandez comes in. Known by many as the mayor of the Mission, Hernandez sees how his community is hurting after the pandemic.
Even the dollar bargain stores have shut down.
But rather than give up on the area, he approaches the problem with the typical resolve of a people who are used to having to do things themselves.
The city has no plan to help our neighborhood, and so we've created our own plan.
A coalition of neighborhood activists, including the Native American population, has developed a comprehensive plan called the Village SF. The idea is to create affordable housing complexes over marketplaces, or mercados, where individuals can rent inexpensive spaces to operate small businesses. Hernandez points to this empty lot as an example.
And so here's an opportunity for us to buy this land and build housing and build a mercado. So like this family here that has a fruit stand, imagine her being inside with her little space, and we could have hundreds of different people in here.
The plan envisions 2,300 new units of housing on currently unused properties with an option of home ownership. It also calls for a new residential treatment facility for indigenous people, and there would be a multi-story wellness and community center on this lot next to the existing Friendship House for Native Americans. Mary Travis Allen, a lifelong American Indian activist, says it's about reestablishing natural balance to a neighborhood choked by concrete.
Here, I want to show you something. Look at the plant breaking up through the concrete. We are here. Our life source is always here. We just need to get rid of this concrete so we can live and they can live.
But this isn't just some feel-good concept. Hernandez traveled to Washington, D.C. to promote the project as part of President Biden's so-called Justice 40 initiative, in which 40% of the infrastructure budget would be spent in underserved communities. I mean, how much are you asking for? Are you shooting big?
Yeah, we're asking for $3 billion with the B, billion, boss, dollars to be able to do this work. And we believe we can get it. We're the first ones that came up with a comprehensive plan for a community.
It's not a surprise to Hernandez that they've been on their own to develop the plan. He says the city has always focused on attracting newcomers rather than investing in the people who have been here all along.
Let's build office for accountants, let's build office for law firms, you know, and then it was the .com and then the tech, right? Well, all that is collapsed, but we're still here. If the city would invest it in its communities, its natives, we would not be where we're at today. San Francisco would be thriving, and we would not have a vacant downtown.
It's a bold plan that focuses on the neediest rather than the most powerful.
We have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to do something revolutionary, changing the way we think, the way we live, and most important is giving hope to our children and our youth for the future.
Can it happen? Who knows? But if it requires people who aren't afraid of hard work, they've come to the right place.
All right, and of course, a lot of hard work went into planning today's parade, the 45th Carnaval in San Francisco. It is a big year to celebrate, especially because we're coming up. This is really the first normal one since the pandemic. We did have the parade and a lot of the activities last year, but we're really back in full force, and you can see a lot of people came from all over the Bay Area, all over Northern California, and even farther to see what is going on here. And We met this couple earlier, and I just want you to meet them as well. Hi, thanks for chatting with us today. Tell us where you came from.
We're from Yolo County, Woodland, California.
Woodland, California.
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm from Dixon in Solano County.
Yes.
So, yes, we got at the crack of dawn to get here. So.
Why?
Because we love it. I've been coming here for 18 years. My friend Maria has never been to this one. I said,
First
"You must
time.
come. You
I'm
must come to
excited.
Carnival."
It's great. Yeah.
Okay, and so how would you describe Carnival, and what did you tell her about the reasons she had to come?
Oh, I told her you're going to love it. It's a Mardi Gras style. It's a celebration of all Latin American cultures. You're going to see a lot of beautiful costumes, feathers everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. We've already seen some people. They look beautiful.
And you picked your outfit appropriately.
I sure did.
Yes.
I sure did. And I didn't even know it, but here we are. You know?
And a lot of it, and you'll see along the parade route as well, all of the colors represent something, and symbols and empowerment, and you got the red on.
Heck yeah, man. That's a color of luck and power.
It sure is. Okay, well, we wish you both. Thanks so much for chatting with us. Enjoy the parade today. And of course, we are at the beginning of the parade route. This is 24th and Harrison, and you can see the police here ready to go, and the lowriders, the first attraction, if you will, along the parade route. I'm going to go and talk to some of them maybe about some of their vehicles. And if you can check out the crowd. In the meantime, you can see everybody's happy to be here, and there's a lot of space. You know, while some people did get up at the crack of dawn, as the gentleman that we just spoke with was talking about, some people are just getting here now, and there is still room. So if you want to come out in person, come on down. Again, 24th and Harrison is where we are, but it's a long parade route, and it's going to be fun all along the way. Ooh, I'm losing my earpiece. Hello.
How you doing?
Good. You are with the lowriders.
Yes, I'm Renato Gonzalez from San Pancho Car Club, the president, and I'm also part of the San Francisco Lowrider Council.
And tell us about lowriders. For those who aren't familiar, we might have seen, you know, some of these funky-looking cars out on the roadway, but there's a lot to this culture.
Oh yes, this culture goes from back in the 70s, actually more than that, but you know, lowriding started, you know, cars go up and down, you know, special paint jobs, you know, interiors, you know, designs, so, you know, it's a lot, you know, to put in the cars.
And how long have you been involved, and what got you involved?
What got me involved, my older brother, Miguel, that is right there, that's one of his cars. He had lowriders, so since I was a kid, that was, you know, I always loved to work on cars.
Yeah, okay, so it really does seem like oftentimes it's a family affair.
Yes.
So which car is yours?
That's mine right here.
And is there anything you'd like to show us about this car?
I mean, particularly I did this car, me and my friends in my garage at the house, my parents' house, and I put all my hard work to it.
What did you start with here?
Sanding it down, doing, you know, body work, then paint, then polishing the chrome, and then, you know, everything else.
It is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Do you have more cars?
I got another car working on for the wife. It's a 72 Monte Carlo.
Okay.
That way they can drive. Yeah.
That's fabulous. All right, well, have fun. What does it mean to you to be at the head of the parade route?
Oh, it's an honor, you know. They tell me, hey, you're going to be in front, you know what I mean? It's like, lead the pad, you know. I'm here. Yeah, I'm very happy.
Okay, wonderful. All right, enjoy yourself. We're going to head back down to the mid-stage area right now. But in the meantime, we want to talk a little bit about some of the cultures that we're talking about go way back. We're talking about indigenous cultures mixed with some of the Latino heritage here in the city. And for that, it took some healing. We have a report now by Arlen Ramirez on a group that has been concentrating on that mission.
So here we have our humble altar.
Steve Darden is a Navajo elder who was trained by his elders to be a traditional practitioner, a person knowledgeable in the tribe's ancient methods to help heal the mind, body, and spirit. Darden uses his knowledge to help young people on the reservation break free of drugs and alcohol.
We remind them that they're not what the courts say they are, or what drug that they're using is what they are. That's just a human experience, and we can overcome that.
And Darden ought to know because he's also a former Flagstaff City judge in Arizona, and he's visiting the American Indian Friendship House in San Francisco to help Mission District community leaders plan a new wellness center of their own based on the traditional indigenous methods.
Our medicines don't have the side effects. We have herbalists that have this ancient knowledge that deal with every part of our being, dealing with the spiritual, the mental, the emotional, the physical. So much of this world is just focused on this one, physical. Just dealing with the symptoms. They don't deal with the other underlying factors.
That is the inspiration behind the Indigenous Peoples Cultural Arts Healing Center, which will be built into Carnaval San Francisco's new permanent home on Florida Street. It can't replace Western medicine in all cases, but it can be an alternative and supportive resource for people who are suffering.
Here we're going to be working to healing our community, going back to indigenous ways by having curanderos, sobadores, Native American brothers and sisters here. And you know, you have people now today that are taking 4 or 5 different pills, so we want to get people off of drugs. Forestation.
Roberto Hernandez and Peter Bratt say Latinos and Native Americans started working more closely together when both communities bore the brunt of COVID cases during the pandemic. Collaborative solutions to community needs like the Mission Food Hub grew out of that experience, as well as a just completed 130-unit affordable housing complex on the building's upper floors.
We've known for a long time that we have to address housing. Housing is a healthcare issue, and a lot of our people don't have housing.
The center will also have creator spaces for art, dance, and music, which can also help soothe the soul. Kana, the nonprofit behind the center and Carnaval, is now trying to raise $5 million to complete the project in time to be a healing resource for people still feeling the effects of the pandemic.
We realize that we can't go back to business as usual. The pandemic really taught us a lot of lessons, and so this is an opportunity to go back and live simple and be able to give people hope and courage and strength.
They are taking action today, but planning for the future, mindful of another American Indian philosophy that states decisions made today will affect the next 7 generations.
All right, back out here live at 24th and Harrison in San Francisco's Mission District. The parade route is here below me. We are now on the main stage. Just wanted to give you this perspective. Again, you can see the crowd gathering, more people coming as we speak. And this is going to be the main stage where the telecast that we're going to start at the top of the hour is going to be, and we're going to have a lot of information and a lot of behind-the-scenes tidbits coming from Roberto Hernandez here. Thanks for being here.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. Tell us about today. What can we expect?
45 years of rhythm, movement. It's so beautiful to see how the Carnaval grew from 500 people dancing in the streets to now having thousands of people parading, and to see all the different traditions from Colombia, Panama, Brazil, Mexico, Trinidad, Cuba, and the mixture of the diversity of people. It's not only Latinos, but you have Japanese people dancing salsa. You have Europeans dancing mambo. So it's just great that, and it's San Francisco and so Mission District, and that's what's so beautiful about today. And 45 years, I would have never thought that it would grown this big, and to know that we're preserving culture, and that's the most richest thing that you can have in life, is some culture in your life that brings you love and happiness.
It's beautiful. You're unofficially known as the mayor of the Mission, and you've been with Carnaval for decades, may we say. How has it changed over the years? You said it's certainly grown to, now thousands of participants. What else has changed about it?
We have created a cultural arts education program in the public schools in partnership with the Unified School District, and I think that that's been the biggest change, because I really felt that children that live here really don't know who they are, and by feeding them their cultural roots, it helps bring balance and understanding who you are as an individual, and you become fully rich It's nothing better to know your culture and who you are than anything else in life, because that brings happiness and it brings love and understanding, and also you can continue that to generations. So today you'll see a great grandmother, a grandmother, a daughter, and 4 generations dancing in the parade today. And I have to thank all the teachers and all the people who've been part of keeping this tradition alive, but most important, passing it on to generations.
All right. Well, we are looking forward to it. Thanks so much for breaking away from your preps, because, again, Roberto's going to be leading the charge here along the parade route for the next several hours, providing us with a lot of information about these groups. It's going to be a learning experience, but really, most of all, it's going to be a lot of fun. We also have Sarah Donchi here pouring over her information.
Hey, Annie Mac, how are you?
Good. What are you most excited about?
I'm really excited that I wore a heavy jacket.
Yes.
For one. I see you have one on. It's a little short. I hope you're warm enough that you're going to be running around. I love the lowriders, the Puerto Rican club, for selfish reasons. I love the music. The dancing is fabulous. And we have some really, really big groups here who have, like, I think, I don't know, maybe upwards of 100 people in one group who are dancing and the music. Honestly, last year I did this with Reed Cowan. It was one of the best things I did all year. Aww. It's amazing. I love it. And I hope you're not too cold. I'm not.
No, I'm good. And you're right. I'm going to be running around talking to people throughout the parade. And we talked to Gianna a little bit earlier. You have been getting your dance steps ready. Where did you learn this?
You know, I met a group of women, Hayu Deluge, Samba dancers. They were actually the spirit winners from last year. And she taught me a little bit of Samba. So yeah, Leticia is her name. She is kind of the director of the group, and she put it all together, and they're actually going to be going down through the parade today again. And yeah, she taught me some stuff. You start off slow when you first learn the steps, and then they speed up the music, and you're like, yeah, this is great, I'm doing this. And then they speed it up to where they do it. Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that.
We can start slow. We can start slow. All right, looking forward to it again. They're going to be guiding us through a lot of the information as the parade goes on, and the party as well, but putting it into context, because we're talking about culture, we're talking about tradition and preserving it, and there's so many little finer details with a lot of these groups. Like I said, each color represents something, and so again, it's going to be a very fun learning experience. But you know, you can see the crowd back here. Everybody's really just ready to have a good time. Now, our Jocelyn Moran spoke with one of the parade participants earlier, as again, we've been preparing for this for the last few weeks and showing you special reports on KPIX, CBS News Bay Area. She profiled one of these groups, and I'm going to show you her report here.
This here is called a hoda in capoeira. Mesta Sigaha starts it off with the first instrument. Then comes the movement of the hands, the clapping, all in a circle. Then you get the first set of people in the middle. Capoeira has deep roots in Afro-Brazilian culture. It's a martial art, it's a dance, it's acrobatics. But if you ask Marcia Trailer, who is also known as Mesta Sigaha, she wants you to see it for yourself, to feel it.
It is a self-defense, that camouflage by the dance. You know, it is music, it is singing, you know, it's like you also make your own instruments, you compose your songs, so you learn how to defend yourself, to dance.
In the music, there's meaning.
There's a lot of emotions as well, and some of the songs talk about the slavery times, and sometimes the songs are like making fun of each other, so it's like, it's very Brazilian, you know, like you find humor and everything, but at the same time you do have like a lot of feelings, deep feelings about our history.
Mesta Sigaha moved to San Francisco from Brazil 30 years ago. Her purpose, bringing capoeira here. It wasn't easy.
Be away from my country was the biggest challenge.
She was undocumented, making things more difficult, but she started small.
2 classes a week, and then build it to 3 and 4, and and the community grew, and then I was able to get my legal status through capoeira, through my work. So that was like very an honor.
Now it's grown to this, with adults who have never tried capoeira now joining her classes, to young children looking forward to doing this every week.
The hardest part is like doing the kicks that you need to like work on and like practice a lot.
Dashiell has been coming to Abada Capoeira San Francisco for a few years now.
So every week they come and there's people who care about them, know their name, and want to be sort of a part of their lives. And so they feel very cared for, and they progress each week that they come. And so they get new skills, and then at home they do little hodas together. And so it really builds their confidence and connects them to diversity, and that's been really important for us.
And that's what Mesta Sigaha wants. She said she was put in a box when she started capoeira in Brazil. Here, she wants people to feel welcome, to feel like they each contribute something.
Everyone's unique, and everyone has something to add. Doesn't matter if you like, as agile, as young, we have room for everybody, because everybody, we believe everyone brings something to the table. Everyone has your unique characteristics. And like you say, like when you ginga, when you move capoeira, it's your signature.
So in this circle, it's a chance to be present in the moment. Mesta Sigaha says you don't leave gaps. You keep the energy inside. You rely on each other. You feel the music. And for her, it's a piece of home.
All right, back out here along the parade route, Carnaval 2023, the 45th anniversary, and the engines are revving. I'm going to show you the police officers here. They're going to be kicking things off, and they just fired them up. So we're feeling ready to go here. And of course, we have the lowriders ready to be the first attraction along the parade route, and they're also going to bless the parade route. And I mean, it's going to be a big party, and you can see the crowd starting to get excited. I was speaking earlier here with Nydia, who came, well, you came from the Mission. You didn't come very far. Why'd you come?
I grew up here in the Mission, so I come here every year. I just love the environment, I love the community, and of course you have to support. That's what you got to do. Latinos, we have to support each other.
Now, the neighborhood has had some challenges over the last few years, as is every neighborhood in San Francisco. How would you describe where things are now?
I think we went through gentrification and we were a little backed up about it. We didn't like it, but now that we're able to still do our community stuff and advertise ourselves, show our murals, show our vendors, I think we don't mind. We don't mind sharing the space.
Okay, and in this space, we're going to see a lot of colors, a lot of symbolism, a lot of traditions. You have the La Rosa earrings, which I absolutely love. What do they represent?
La Loteria. Latinos, Mexicans, Salvadorian, I'm Salvadorian. We play Loteria since we were kids. I'm representing Made in the Mission as well. I grew up here. Of course, I'm going to promote and support.
Okay, you have the El Salvadorian roots. What would you like people to know about your culture?
We're all humble. We all just want to make sure we're all succeeding together and just learn us, figure us out. Don't shut us down.
All right, thank you so much. Have so much fun today. Speaking of learning things, Gianna talked a little bit earlier about the Samba and some of the lessons she was getting. Let's take a look at that. We dug up the footage. Here's Gianna Franco.
5, 6, 7, 8.
The Samba beat is lively and infectious, and the dancers are dazzling. Samba is a staple in Brazilian culture that will take center stage at this year's Carnaval Parade.
Many of us were drawn to Samba because of these costumes and the feathers and the diamonds.
Leticia Imahana is the executive director of Raio de Luz Samba Performers.
I myself have been doing Carnaval for 10 years.
She opened up her own studio 3 years ago to teach Samba and to encourage body positivity for all.
I've danced for almost 30 years of my life in different multicultural environments, and it's given me so much life, and I want to pass that on to my students.
Leticia knows this form of expression can do more than just entertain. Women from all walks of life and backgrounds preparing to highlight their moves and spectacular feather headdresses.
I think there's a lot of stigma with being Brazilian or even being Latina and being able to participate, but we like to let people know that you are welcome from any background as long as you're representing Brazil and its culture authentically and with grace.
The environment accepting and encouraging.
It's powerful when you can participate.
But it also takes hard work and endurance to dance in these heels and costumes.
As Samba dancers, you earn your costume. It is something and a milestone that's unlike anything a lot of the dancers have experienced before. The sheer joy of opening the box, right, and wearing it and knowing that it takes a lot of endurance. They do have metal frames, so it often adds about 5 to 7 pounds of weight in addition to full-blown cardio and heels.
Samba gives them an opportunity to express their own uniqueness and confidence. Jaciara Bayer is a principal dancer with the group.
You'll find that some troops have all of the same type of costume or all the same colors, but we really get to kind of be our own individuals and whatever feels most comfortable to our body, because that's what's the most important.
I would say a lot of people are doing Carnival for the first time. Every year I see a new wave of students, I would say at least 50%, that have never danced, let alone been in a parade. And we find that with the support of our professional team members, our veterans, we're able to create a system, a buddy system, to impart all the knowledge that we have to get women to the finish line.
The music bringing people and community together. The dancers bringing the heartbeat of Brazil to the streets of San Francisco.
Sorry, fixing my earpiece. Things are really starting to rock and roll out here. So we are 1 minute away from our actual broadcast. I've been the pregame. So we're going to take you over here and show you the main stage one more time, because we have the police officers here revving their engines, ready to kick this thing off momentarily. And you can see the excitement is certainly building. We are going to be out here for several hours. So if you're at home, you want to come out and join us and enjoy the atmosphere here, bring a jacket. A little cloudy, little misty out this morning, which what would we expect on a late May day. So we're going to be here along 24th Street for the next 3 hours. If you don't want to come on out, don't, because we're going to have all the action for you from the best vantage point. You can see we have everybody in place ready to provide context to all of the events and all of the participants you're going to be seeing. In the meantime, I'm signing off. Ann Makovic. Let the show begin.
From San Francisco's historic Mission District, this is the 2023 Carnaval Grand Parade. This year, celebrating 45 years of music and movement.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Carnival 2023 rolling right now. We are in the Mission District. Big crowds here for a big party. We can't wait to share it with you. I'm Sarah Donchi.
It is going to be a lot of fun, Sarah. I'm Gianna Franco. Thank you so much for hanging out with us all throughout the month of May. This has been what they're getting ready for. In fact, they've been doing this in the month of May for decades. Just a big celebration of community and culture. And this year it's 45 years of music and movement. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks for hanging out with us. Let's get things started and introduce Carnival CEO Roberto Hernandez. Thank you.
Buenos días. Feliz cumpleaños. 45 años celebrando Carnaval San Francisco. Viva Carnaval.
Congratulations. It's a big milestone year for you guys.
It's huge. And we're so excited because this year we have a lot of special parade surprises.
Ooh.
So stay tuned.
I can't wait. And we actually have a special guest joining us in a couple of minutes, so you'll have to stay with us for that. But we're starting this off the right way, the way we always do. How?
Celebrando.
Yes, and with lowriders.
Puro lowriders. In fact, I was sharing earlier that, you know, the first parade, there were only 3 lowriders, and now there's over 200 lowriders that are in the parade this year. And what you're hearing is sirens. They're not police cars, but they're actually sirens that are installed in cars, specifically what we call bombitas. And the bombitas are the vehicles that are usually in the 30s and 40s, and they are the ones that basically install these sirens.
They're loud, man.
They're very loud. But look how cool all these cars look. I mean, you've got everything from hardtops to convertibles.
All right.
Just all the stuff that goes into it, too. Just creating these sleek lines. And it's kind of, you know, it's a form of art, right? Wouldn't you say? Just seeing all the different colors and everything they put together.
This is like classic cars, but stepping it up a notch. By the way, this is the San Francisco Lowrider Council, founded in 1981. celebrating their 40th anniversary this year, and the lowriders cruise together to celebrate Carnival with creativity, passion, and community spirit. And if you're wondering why they're not going faster, aside from the fact that, yes, this is a parade, it's on purpose. It's a way to bring people together and just celebrate the individualism of each car.
It's kind of a great way to kind of, if you were a person who was doing this on your own in your garage, then you find a group of people sort of do it together. It's another form of community. A good way to kind of hang out and have fun.
Our Jose Martinez has one of the best assignments of the day. He's riding out with the lowriders. Jose, how's it going?
Oh my God, I'm having the time of my life right now. This is my first time here at Carnival. And look who's here, Vince. Dude.
Hey, what's going on?
Tell me about this experience for you. What does it mean for you to be here?
Hold on. It's a very good experience. I've been coming here for 45 years since it started in Presida Park. And this is the Carnival. This is for all the culturals, but it's a Mission District holiday. And we're lowriding, man. We're San Francisco Lowrider Council, and we're out here representing and having fun. You know.
Now, this is the thing. Now we're going to do what we're supposed to do, right? Yeah. Let's show people what this is all about. Now, Alex tried not to fall off the car. But guys, this is really fun, and I'm so excited to be here with the community here and the mission. Like I said, my first time here. This lowrider culture is very important for our Hispanic community. So we're going to keep showing you what's going on. Say hi, everyone over here. Hola.
Listen, Jose's hanging on for
That's our
dear
people,
life
our
right now.
gente over here celebrating. So we're going to get back to you guys.
Oh my gosh.
I wonder at some point if he's going to talk them into letting him drive.
Oh my gosh, that would be a dream come true.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Roberto's going to catch him when he flies across the street.
Hold on, Jose. Wait.
But the cars are just absolutely gorgeous. What a great way to kick it off. Look at just miles of cars there coming down the parade route.
Yeah, and Jose's actually driving in Vince Mabute's Chevy Impala lowrider that he actually built. He started building it out of my garage, and it took him several years to build that. And
there he is, going
Vince
right by us.
And his wife Maria in the back seat with him. Vince is the president of the Frisco Finest Car Club. Shout out to Frisco's Finest Car Club. They've been around for decades here in San Francisco's Mission District. And yeah, Vince, he's got a couple other lowriders. That ain't the only one he's got. And we'll see him throughout the years in his other lowriders. And he has, just like several of us, want to have our own museum.
Oh, yeah.
Our own lowrider museum. Can you imagine that in San Francisco? That would be such an attraction.
We would need a bigger garage space. Street parking is at a premium here. These need to be garaged. These are gorgeous, though, right, Gianna? I mean, like, this is a dream come true. I love classic cars. And one of the things that I love about the lowriders is they bring all the friends and the family in the car with them. It's so fun. It looks like just the best way to participate in Carnival.
Yeah, what a cool assignment for Jose today, just to drive in one and seeing that car just sort of on two wheels at times, leaning to the side. You're like, yeah, hang on. But it is cool, and it's kind of a multi-generational thing. You know, you do this with your grandparents, your dads, your sons, and just spend time together working on a car. It's a family thing, and then they come out and join you when you drive through a parade. These cars are stunning, just watching them go by. Look at that one. Is that an Impala?
It's an Impala, yeah.
Oh, so gorgeous.
I know, these are amazing.
Sarah, we need a garage.
Yeah, we do. I'll take a couple Impalas. Me too. I don't know if there's any El Caminos in here, but I'd do one of those too. Or a Chevelle.
A Chevelle. I'll take a Cutlass, a Chevy Cutlass, convertible,
nice.
Classic. Be my vibe.
Oh, I know. I just love this. I mean, a lot of them, you know, we did a couple stories over the last couple of months about how some of the lowriders are fighting to change the perception of lowriding and to promote the culture of it. And, you know, it really is what Gianna said. It's a family affair. It's part of Latino culture, and it's part of car culture, and it's certainly part of the fabric of San Francisco history here in the Mission District.
And on a state level, actually, we just got the Assembly to pass a bill to remove all the signs and ordinances throughout the state of California that have no cruising zones, especially in Latino barrios throughout the state of California. So the Assembly just passed that, the Senate, we hope will pass that, and we'll get the governor to sign that and make it a law, because what we say is low riding is not a crime.
No,
you know?
it's not.
And you know, for here in San Francisco, for many years, you know, we've been able to cruise because we stood up and organized our community with the city of San Francisco to ensure that we can cruise. And what's great is that the San Francisco Lowrider Council, we've been part of the Warriors Championship Parade.
Oh, yeah.
We've been in the San Francisco Giants World Championship Parade. And we were in the 49ers, which was back in 1995. Been part of the Golden Gate Bridge 50th anniversary, the Golden Gate Bridge 75th anniversary.
Wow.
And so we're celebrities now.
Yeah, oh, no.
Where before we were outlaws,
yeah,
right?
No.
And stereotyped as, how could these little brown people be driving these expensive cars? You know, they must be selling drugs.
Oh my gosh.
You know, and so, you know, like Vince works for the city of San Francisco, who's driving Jose today. He works for the Department of Public Works. He's been there for many, many years. He owns his own house. We have lawyers, we have doctors,
so
we have all kinds of walks of life that own lowriders. In fact, every week somebody calls me up saying, "Hey, I want to get a lowrider." You know, I saved up my money, and I tell them it takes money, time, and love, because you just can't make a lowrider overnight.
No.
You know, you gotta, you know, take it down to the bare metal. You got to think about what kind of paint job you want on it. That, you know, if you want a mural, you want pinstripe, or if you just want a solid metallic color.
Hey, I want it all.
And then, and then you look at the interior of these cars as well. You know, there's the amount of work that it takes the interior. I actually took one of my lowriders in 1974 to Tijuana, Mexico, because I heard there was the master tapicero upholstery.
Really?
Yeah, and I drove all the way down there. Everybody said the car's not going to make it. I go, well, if it doesn't make it, then it's not worth being mine.
Oh,
and it made
it.
And I came back, and everybody's like, wow.
I bet it looked good.
You know, and then today, you know, the hydraulic systems are totally, you know, incredible.
Oh, I know.
You know, when we first started, if you could get your tire off the
Which is
cement,
what we see right here.
Yeah, we couldn't do that 45 years ago.
That's incredible.
If you could get your tire high enough to hop, to crush a can, you were the man.
Oh, this would actually crush, I think, a gallon drum.
Yeah, and so today, the hydraulic systems that exist, you can go on 3 wheels like we just saw. You can go on side to side. We got your rear up, you got your front, your back. And then actually we now have an annual event called King of the Street, where we have a hopping competition, and that hopping competition, we have lowriders that come from all over California and Arizona and Texas to compete for the trophy, and you become the king of the street. You get a crown and you get your trophy, and then you get to cruise down the street, you know, here in the Mission, on Mission Street, with your crown on and your trophy, and that's like a big deal in low riding in the United States, is to come to San Francisco and win that trophy, win that crown.
That's so cool. I bet people look forward to that.
Ann Makovic is somewhere down here. I don't know if you can hear us, Annie Mac. Did you hitch a ride?
I can hear you, and I can smell the diesel in the air right now, and I've just collected my first set of beads. So that means the party is on. I want to speak with some of these low riders about their vehicles. Oh, this guy's bumping. Tell us about your car. Tell us about your car.
It's a 1983 Monte Carlo, second original owner. It's going through some updates, but I'm glad to be here. San Francisco Carnaval, very excited, and it looks like it's a great outcome with a lot of great people. Thank you very much for coming out.
Right, definitely. Thank
All
you
right,
so much.
you're
I'm going to
welcome.
let
Have
you
a great
continue on down here. We are along 24th and Harrison. There he goes. And, you know, he had a plate at the front of his car saying made in the Mission. So again, representing this neighborhood and representing neighborhoods, communities from all over the world. So we could see a little bit down here the long line that we have to come when it comes to these lowriders. This is a lot of people's favorite part of the parade for good reason, because obviously it is a lot of fun. We've been speaking with one of the families here, and girls, tell us what brought you out today.
Third dot.
Thinking of coming here to have a fun time, and it's their first time
happy
being
birthday.
Here. Yeah, thank you. It's their first time being here, so I wanted to bring them here.
Very good. What do you guys think so far?
It's great fun. This is my first time coming, and yeah, I think it's really fun and really cool.
Yeah, very good. And why did you want to come here for your birthday?
Because my favorite part is that the cars go sideways, and I've seen it since I was 4. So I've been here since I was 4.
And how old are you now?
I am turning 8.
Turning 8. Well, again, feliz cumpleaños. Have a good time out here, ladies. And where'd you come from?
What do you mean?
What city do you live in?
San Francisco. We are on Harrison Street.
Oh, very good. In the hood. Thank you so much. Have fun. We're going to throw it back to the main stage for a little more context, guys.
All right, Ann, thank you so much. Yeah, it's so fun seeing all of these people of all ages out lining the streets and just the cars driving down. We saw a baby in one of the lowriders. It was so cool. But we do have a very special guest joining us right now and talking about community and living in the city of San Francisco. Mayor London Breed is here with us. Thank you. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Of course. It's great to be here.
I love that you're dressed in such festive, beautiful colors, and we've got beads coming up on the stage as well. People are getting excited. Tell us a little bit about just the importance of seeing just the culture and diversity come together here in the city.
Well, it's so beautiful to be out here today. For 45 years, Carnival has really touched the lives of people all over San Francisco. It's been in the heart of the Mission, and people just come out here to celebrate all things Latin America. And just you see the attire, you see the lowriders, you see the people, you see the love, you see the excitement. It just makes you feel good and puts a smile on your face. And now more than ever, we need joy and we need happiness, and that's what Carnival's bringing today.
I know there's been a lot of talk about how San Francisco is portrayed in the national media in particular, and this is a really just stark difference from that. You mentioned joy. There's a lot of happy people here today, Mayor. There are a lot of families out here enjoying one of San Francisco's best neighborhoods. You know, how nice is it for you as a public official to kind of take a break and have a good time and enjoy some of what the best of San Francisco has to offer?
Well, first of all, like any major city, San Francisco has its challenges. But I think what's different about today is the people who actually live here, who represent the fabric of what makes San Francisco amazing. They are here saying today, this is our city, we're proud. I think it's a prerequisite that lowriders are actually San Francisco 49er fans or San Francisco Giants fans or Warriors fans.
Yeah.
It was created here, it grew here. And it's just amazing to be here. And Roberto talked about the need for a museum. These cars are a work of art. And what people put into them to make them so special, that means, Roberto, you need to step your game up, because I've seen your lowrider and rode in it. And you gotta take it to the next level, because what I'm seeing out here, this is amazing, fascinating, and people are loving it, every moment of it. So that's what makes me proud to be a San Franciscan, what the Mission represents, what Carnival represents. I've been coming here all my life, down the Mission, to buy my colored 501 jeans. Remember, they had the color ones here, the Newberry store, and the shopping here, the food here, the people here. It's the magic of San Francisco.
I know. The Mission District has always just been a gem in the city and has so much culture and history. And you know, you have talked about in the last couple of months the push to have more investment here in the community. We had a group who talked about the importance of bringing ambassadors here to the Mission District. We've seen that happen in Union Square, and people saying, look, this is a cultural center, a retail center for the city of San Francisco. What can you tell us about the, you know, the push to have more focus on the Mission District in terms of public safety, but community investment also?
Oh, definitely. And I think that a big part of the push is coming from the community. And we're working collaboratively. The community doesn't want us to do things to them or for them. They want us to work with them. And so what I'm really proud about is, especially during COVID, when this community suffered more than anyone else, the community came together. They made the demands for what they wanted. We made the investments. And a lot of those investments are finally starting to take shape differently. And so now we have to pivot. And we have to get to a better place in terms of public safety for all the residents of the city and the business owners. So we're investing in businesses and allowing for resources. Angel investors are not investing in our neighborhoods like the Mission, and so the city is investing. And the ambassadors have already started, people who are from this community, who are out there to keep the community safe. And so working together, we're putting the resources in the places where they need to be to support community. And that's really what's going to turn things around. And I'm looking forward to that day where people start to really see a difference.
And having events like this makes such a difference too, because you can see everyone kind of coming together, especially if people are turning in from other cities, other states, and see how beautiful things are here in San Francisco and so much going on. The lowriders are going by. It's always such a highlight. Do you have one thing you look forward to every year for Carnival? Like a group or the dancing or anything that ever set is your favorite?
Oh, hey! I'm seeing all these people I know, so it's pretty cool. But I always look forward to the lowriders, to the Aztec dancers, to all the costumes and the things that people are wearing. And I've been in the parade, but when I saw Roberto on the stage having a good time and he could see a good view of the whole parade, I got jealous. And I said, I want to be up there watching the parade go by, too.
Anytime, anytime.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really great spot to watch all of the action. I mean, in the last couple of minutes, we've been showing you these live pictures of all of these beautiful cars, trucks, cars, Monte Carlos, Impalas. We've seen them all. Jose Martinez in the middle of the action for us. Did you hitch another ride, Jose?
Literally, like, this is a lot of energy, right? Look at that. This is crazy. Everyone is having such a great time during this day. It's a very special day for everyone here in San Francisco, and I'm just so happy to be here with Vince. Now, you know that this car costs money, and I want to talk about money, Vince.
Okay.
How much money do you spend?
I can't do that. My wife's in the back seat. I cannot.
Oh, his wife is not behind him. She's over here.
Not overtime. Not overtime.
Let's talk about the culture, the lowrider culture here in San Francisco.
The lowrider culture out here in San Francisco, the San Francisco Lowrider Council, we have a real strong home base right here in the Mission District. We put on a lot of events for all the people, for the whole neighborhood, and other people from different Bay areas come throughout to join us for cruises and carnivals, things like this.
You know, there used to be a lot of stereotypes back in the 70s and the 80s. Where are we when we talk about lowrider community here in San Francisco and like in California in general?
Well, the lowriding culture in California, well, all over the world is really good. People love it. You know what I'm saying? What happens back in the 70s and the 80s, there was a lot of stuff, stereotype. They would put gang banging with the lowriders, or the media would put it in the movies as something bad. But it's just normal people, working people, raising their kids, teaching them about classic cars, you know what I'm saying, and just keeping the lowrider movement alive, you know what I'm saying. It's a lifestyle, you know what I mean. It's not none of that negative stuff, you know, it's a lifestyle.
And of course, we're going to be working on a package that you guys are going to be able to watch at 5 o'clock, where you're going to see exactly what's behind this whole car, because this is a very interesting thing. If you can tell me very quickly, Vince, what do we have on this car?
This, you have a 61 convertible Impala, and it has 12 batteries in the trunk and 3 hydraulic pumps. And this thing can go front, back, side to side, 3-wheel motion. And if you're fast enough to run under it, when I hop 50 inches, That's what's happening.
He doesn't want to talk about money right now because his wife is right here, but we're going to get those answers later in that package. Back to you guys. I'm going to stay here.
Yeah, no need to worry about the money. You got that gorgeous car going down the parade right now. I don't know, Mayor Breed, we might need like a low and slow Friday night street or something to the mission coming up. I'm just throwing it out there.
I love it.
So
I love it.
fun.
I'm there with you.
Well, let me tell you, it happens on a regular basis. Roberto is saying he loves it. He does it anyway. All of a sudden, I'm getting calls. They're like, Mayor, traffic is stopped on the mission. And then I see the pictures on social media. I'm like, go around. Go around.
Well, you know, talking about lowriding, though, seriously, every time we do an event on Mission Street, it draws thousands and thousands of people. And it's, you know, and it helps our local businesses.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of our local businesses, they're constantly asking, when are you guys coming out again? You know, because it does. It attracts business, you know, and helps, especially in times like this. It's really important to, you know, support, you know.
And Mayor, I don't know if I could get your official city opinion, city sanctioned opinion, but to me, this is some of the best food in San Francisco. In the mission.
Oh, it is. It's like you can go to, I tell people every time I travel, they say, oh, this food is so good. And I'll go to a place and I'm like, even our hole in a wall is better than this.
I know.
The best.
You can find any place you go into in the mission in San Francisco, for the most part, you're going to get a good meal. And Roberto's taken me to a lot of places, but, you know, Pancho Villa been my spot from day one. I was a kid. I don't know why. I'm just a creature of habit. But the food is amazing. You could just pop in anywhere that a door is open where somebody is cooking. You're going to get some good food.
And one of the best places to get late night food. Not a lot of options for
El Farlito.
Yeah, there we go. Now, if you see Mayor Breed out past midnight, she's probably there.
Waiting in line after the club like everybody else. But I don't do that anymore. I'm busy.
I know. Those days are behind me, but I've definitely done that a time or two. I mean, Gianna, this is your first time hosting the parade. What do you think of these cars?
I'm like jaw-dropping how beautiful they are. Just seeing the tricks, though, like there's a car going to come by right now, almost sitting at a 45-degree angle on its front tires. Oh, it's lowering right now. You just kind of saw a piece of that, but look at, there it goes again. Yeah. That to me is what is so incredible.
Look at that!
See all
oh
that
my
movement,
gosh.
isn't it? Wow.
That one made me nervous, Roberto. It was that was a little too close for comfort for me.
We've seen trucks too with their flatbeds just basically coming off into a 90-degree angle off the front part of the truck, and no, it's really, really cool. And I just loved seeing all the families travel through these cars. And you know, even back to the restaurants, just so many of these restaurants here are family owned and operated. My favorite restaurant, Tio Chilo's, I'm gonna give them a shout out. I come all the time to Mission just to go see them, and they're delicious. But yeah, it's just a big part of what the community is here. So come, get some food, hang out, walk the parade, and look at all these gorgeous cars.
And you gotta come to La Gallinita right here at the corner of 24th and Harrison. They make the best menudo. Ooh. If you've been out all night long, that's a cure of hangovers.
Yeah,
and they also got pozol if you've been out all night. They got some great pollo asado. And one of my favorite spots, as I was sharing earlier, is La Palma.
La Palma.
La Palma. The smell of the fresh tortillas that the señoras be making in the back, and the carne asada and the carnitas, just the smell. Oh
Look at those bikes.
And lowrider bikes. Mayor, you know, I know you mentioned you've been in the parade before. Can we maybe hope that one year we'll see you in one of these lowriders on two wheels? Will they allow it?
The first time I was in the parade, I was in a lowrider.
Oh.
And in fact, when I come to the mission and I want to hang out on a nice day, then that's what I'm in, because the top is dropped. We're cruising down the street. We'll see a crowd. We'll give them a little bump. That's what you do. Let the back. You usually say another word, but let the back drop.
You know what? I challenge mayors of any major city, Chicago, New York. They have nothing on the mayor and the lowrider in the city of San Francisco.
That is so fun.
We got the Latino Task Force. COVID-19 was a team of people that we came together and we did a lot of work. We fed over 9,000 families with the Mission Food Hub, and we also did vaccinations, and we did a lot of testing, and we did a lot of just wonderful work during COVID. So I want to shout out and thank the Latino Task Force who are in the parade. And here we got the Carnaval letters this year. We have the amazing Viva Amor y la Lucha that is drumming and performing, carrying the official Carnaval letters.
They've been participating
Here it
since the
comes.
90s.
All the pretty and beauty of San Francisco.
Listen, pushing a stroller for as long as that woman has to push a stroller for is an event in and of itself.
Oh, here comes. Oh, here they come. Here comes the Aztec.
Oh, here comes some of my favorite part.
And these
Love
are
it.
the danzantes, you know, actually started here in our community by Miguel Angel Martinez Perez, who recently passed away. So we're honoring him today as the Grand Marshal of the parade. I grew up with Miguel as a young boy, and Miguel really spent his entire life teaching the traditions of danza. And danza is just not a dance. It's got a very spiritual meaning to it. Every step that you and every move represents and has a spiritual meaning to the Aztecs, our ancestors. So today I want to honor Miguel for his dedication in preserving our cultura. But most important, you know, when somebody got hurt or somebody died, you know, he would come and do ceremonia to help their souls go into the spirit world. And most important, also when there was a quinceañera, you know, which is part of our tradition, you know, there wasn't one time that Miguel told me no. He would go to quinceañeras, he would go to weddings, he would go to birthday parties and different community celebrations. Even when we were protesting gentrification in our neighborhood, they would lead and start off with prayer with the danzantes, you know, to guide us and ask for strength for our community in times of challenges that we've had here in the Mission District throughout the decade. So I want to honor my brother Miguel, and I also want to honor his wife Irma and the rest of his family, and I pray for their healing as we move forward.
Yeah, Mayor, you mentioned this is one of your favorite parts of the parade.
Yes, and let me just say, rest in paradise, Miguel. And here is Miguel's legacy. The people who are showing up with the Aztec dancers, amazing, beautiful, grateful for them. Amazing spirituality that comes into the space, and the prayers and the love, the hope, the happiness. They represent all of that. So thank you. Thank you, Roberto.
Yeah, I mean, it's just such a tremendous display of, you know, history and culture, and I know a lot of cities like to tout themselves as multicultural centers. It's hard to argue that San Francisco is one of the pinnacles of that by watching this, Mayor.
Yes. Here comes the American Indian Cultural Center. Oh, yes.
So we have their dancers and their singers from various traditional nations that come specifically here for Carnival every year, and we're proud to have them because we honor the Olonis, and because this is the land of the Olonis that we're, you know, living in. So we appreciate their vision and their learning and their culture and their preservation for American Indians, Alaskan Native population as well. And you know, Mayor, one of the things that's wonderful is that we have the American Indian Cultural District now, next to the Calle 24 Latino Cultural District. And we've been working together on a 5-year plan for building housing for Latino and natives here in the Mission District, and as well as healing centers,
and
wellness centers. You know?
And the Work of Friendship House. And I can't wait to get that new facility built. We're so grateful for the feds looking into helping us support making this dream happen. When that center is completed, it's going to be a game changer for the American Indian community in San Francisco. I'm looking forward to that.
Which has been long overdue.
All right, here we
Bueno
go. Here we
Vista
go.
Horace Mann.
You got to get up and start dancing.
Yes.
Isn't that your baby
Look at
school?
them.
He
All right,
graduated
this is Buena Vista Horace Mann. The school is marching in its 38th year. And Gianna, they have a lot of really cute kids with them.
They do. They're so cute. Dancers around the floater in 80s inspired costumes, since that's really around the time when Carnival really got going. So sort of an inspiration to that, and their dance routine incorporates years of Latino music with a celebration, of course, with this year 45 years of music and movement. Hi guys. Oh my gosh, they're adorable. They're so cute. Seriously, we need to get on our feet.
Come
here
on,
in a minute.
Rafa. Hey, okay, name that tune.
Oh, that's Selena, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Don't make me sing it.
Okay, so we have bicyclists too. Mexicans on a mission, the AIDS Life Cycle team. They ride annually from San Francisco to Los Angeles on the first weekend of June. 545 miles over 7 days. That's 78 miles a day. So if you want to get on a good workout plan, I think these are the people that we need to hit up, Mayor Breed.
Maybe you come enjoy some wonderful food here, and then you go on the bike ride.
I don't know about that all the way from San Francisco to LA. Maybe from the east side of San Francisco where the Golden Gate, the Bay Bridge is, all the way to Ocean Beach.
Yeah, that's a lot too.
That's pretty good.
I couldn't do Beta Breakers to save my life. And not even the walking and drinking version of it.
I've done braid breakers.
Yeah, after Hayes Valley Hill.
Solo, and then I did it in a centipede where you have to stay at pace.
Really?
Oh my God, that was killing me, let me tell you.
All right, well, Mayor London Breed, thank you so much for joining us, for taking the time to hang out with us this morning. It was so nice to have you and get to talk to you.
Thank you.
It really was.
It goes by so fast. I was having such a good time.
Well, you ain't got to go.
Well, hopefully I get to see more of the parade. Thank you so much for having me. Let's go, Carnival San Francisco.
Vámonos, Carnaval.
Thank you, Mayor, so much for joining us.
Look at some of those beautiful costumes and dresses that we're seeing coming down.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more Carnival 2023 in San Francisco's Mission District right after this.
and a pretty impressive truck and float setup, I might add. This is a Latino, Indio, Afro, Mexican, Salvadoreño, Urbano hip-hop dance company with 50 members. They collaborate with SFUSD, San Francisco Parks, and the Mission Cultural Center for Latino Arts. And they also perform for Dia de los Muertos, which is a big day, of course, here in the Mission.
Yeah, and Dia de los Muertos is the time when we honor and remember all our loved ones that have passed on to the universe. And so Mestizo, along with many other our cultural arts groups, create altares and are part of the procession that we have here in the Mission District every year on November the 2nd.
November 2nd. It's so great to see all these groups are so large too, and I know they get even bigger as it progresses. But
just you wait.
I know, yeah, just you wait. But it's so good to see so many people getting involved and coming together to, you know, perform things that are important to them and their culture, and it's really fun to see.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And you know, Roberto, we talked about this last year. The stamina of having to perform like this for the full length of the parade. I mean, obviously they train and they prepare and they rehearse. I don't know how they do it. I don't. And in heels. We have a close-up of the heels. Listen, you may not know about this, but I can tell you, Gianna can tell you from experience. That's
I
on a whole,
know
yeah, I know you don't want to know. That's on a whole other level of stamina and pain tolerance.
It's so true. It's so true.
All right, Annie Makovic down on the street with us to give us an up-close and personal look. What do you got, Ann?
Yeah, street level, it really feels like a party down here. Beat count, I've got 3 strings now, and of course it's still early. So, I mean, the decorating, oops, and my head falling off. Let's go ahead and talk to somebody in the crowd because people have been lined up here for several hours. And we have a dancer here. Tell us what brought you here.
Because I like this carnival. It's beautiful. Everything is beautiful. The people is very nice.
And where did you come from?
From Union City, California.
Okay, and why? Why did you want to be here?
I'm here because I like the parade and I like the beautiful and everything.
Have you been here before?
Every year, except when yeah.
Okay, and what do you most look forward to?
No, because I like everything, you
Just
know.
everything.
Yes,
right.
yes.
You're here
And
for
you
all
guys,
parties.
it's beautiful. You're so beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
You are so beautiful, and I love
like
your vibe, and I love your rhythm. Thanks for sharing with us today. A lot of fun. Everybody is so friendly out here. It really is a party. So who do we got coming up? Oh, one of several marching bands and guys. People ready to have a party right here. Tell us.
How are you doing?
Good. What is it like out here?
Amazing, amazing. We are with the whole community together.
What do you want people to know about your band?
We are the Community Music Center with Thurgood Marshall High School together.
Okay, very good. And what do the drums represent here up front?
These are djembes from Africa. We got bass drums, a lot of Brazilian instruments from all around the world.
Brazilian, and you have violins. That's
we got violin. It's also the kids that form part of the mariachi program of the San Francisco Unified School District.
Hey, wonderful. Thank you for stopping. Have fun. I mean, the vibes, really. Everybody's your friend here along the parade route. So I'm going to go ahead and fix my headset and throw it back to you guys and meet some more people. We'll be back here. We'll be out here for the next several hours. So keep the party going.
And speaking of dancers, we know we have even more in store, Gianna, including Paixão. This is their 16th year performing in the Carnaval Parade. This is Afro-Brazilian-inspired dance like Samba reggae from Bahia and a touch of some Samba from Rio. So lots of flavors from Brazil here today.
Just looking at those costumes, too, just traditional Brazilian big feathered backpacks, materials that shimmer and glisten. I love the bubbles. You got to have a parade. You need some bubbles. And this is music.
There you go.
This is a classic, by the way.
Get that drum beat going.
You see the crowd and everyone getting excited and kind of dancing along, too.
I've been to Brazil, and honestly, it is one of the most incredible places I've ever traveled to. The food, the culture, the people, the language, the beaches. Just one of the best times I've ever had anywhere.
Well, you know, what I loved when I went is that it's Carnival is all year long.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they
Nothing
just
wrong with
live
that.
life to its fullest.
I mean, you know, that's just one of the things that I love about Carnival San Francisco. They really do, you know, incorporate so many cultures. And obviously, you know, the diaspora is spread across the world, and there are so many, you know, different forms of culture and dance and music, and it's just one of my favorite parts of this parade.
It really is. I love how you're just seeing so many people coming together to be a part of all these different groups, and just seeing the colors, which represent a lot of things too, like the black and blue, power and grace of dance. That's symbolizing the calming effect of the storm form when you see the silver. So it's not just the movement and the music, the colors are representative of stuff as well.
All right, we're going to go catch this train real quick and take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Carnival San Francisco 2023.
We're back. Welcome back to Carnival. We are live here in the Mission. You were just seeing the Compton High School Band all the way from Southern California. They came a long way to participate.
They really did.
They sounded great.
My best friend is a teacher in the Compton School District down in Los Angeles, and their teachers work so hard. They deserve a shout out. The kids look great.
Yeah.
And this is a fan favorite, Roberto. Recology. They brought their bins.
And it's, you know, it's great, you know, growing up as a child, I remember it was called Sunset Scavenger Company, and they had the big metal cans, and men used to have to carry that on their back and then dump it. And it's great to see how Recology is really helping our environment and climate change by having green cans, blue cans. So today, I just want to encourage everybody that's listening today, please recycle.
Yeah.
You know, help save Mother Earth and think about the 7 generations to come. You know, it's important. And shout out to all the workers that come out there every day who are working to pick up, you know, and honor them today for all their hard work.
It's a vintage garbage truck, by the way.
From
That's pretty
40s.
cool. From the 40s. It's cool to see.
Okay, so kids obviously are a really big part of this parade. This is the Cathedral City High School Ballet Folklorico. The group came all the way from Palm Springs, so that's even farther than the kids who came from Compton High. The theme is Carnival in Jalisco, Mexico. Each choreography uses traditional music and steps influenced by Mexican folklore.
Viva Jalisco!
Look how beautiful. And so, I mean, and they're perfectly in sync.
They really are.
Sarah, I love seeing all the young kids and teenagers involved in all these groups too.
Well, you see men wear boots too. I would sport those white boots.
Oh, yeah? The heel is low enough.
You could do it,
Boy,
Roberto.
remember
You
back
could
in the
do
days
it.
where everybody wore platforms?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm still living
I
that.
wore
Me too.
platforms.
Back in the day, we still do now. Sarah, I'm
But
not saying I
men
don't have some on.
wore platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, you know what? It still happens to this day. And thank you, Prince. All right, there are a lot of people that work to make this parade possible. Here we have Alaska Airlines. This is their second year as a parade sponsor, and their float is 747.
I love that.
747. 747. I love that.
They really are bringing the party.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. It's our friend, Franco Finn.
Franco's everywhere.
Doing the announcements. He really is.
I love Franco. He's at the Warriors games.
He's everywhere.
He's the official hype man of the Bay Area.
Oh, there you go.
The hype man.
Oh, and they have a folklorico dancer also on the float. Look how beautiful. I love hearing that music. Reminds me of my family. Reminds me of being home.
So this group here is Fiesta Gardens. They got a group of really cute kids with them, by the way.
They're adorable.
We got to give them a shout out.
And I love all the parents following behind with the strollers and wagons, Sarah. Making
All
sure the
taken
kids got all
up.
they need, all ready to go.
Los Colombianos.
La Cumbiamba Colombiana.
They're rolling deep today. They are rolling deep.
Wow.
So their
mira.
mission is to preserve Colombian heritage, culture, and folklore, and share these values with the Bay Area. They're very well known for showcasing traditional Colombian cumbia.
And cumbia, I just love cumbia.
I know.
It just, a mover la cadera. Baila, baila, baila.
Important to note that some of these music and dance styles span countries. And this is Colombian cumbia that we're watching here.
And their graceful skirts that they dance.
Boleras.
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 Just makes it.
So
Makes you,
beautiful.
and their theme is a tribute to life to honor the comparsa members who have passed and those currently battling chronic illness. I mean, what's beautiful about dance, and that we really encourage people to dance in our community, is that's one way to exercise.
Oh, yeah.
Stay healthy.
It's good
It's
for
the
your heart.
best way to exercise.
Yeah.
Because you don't know you're doing
Yeah.
it until you're like, wait, why is my mascara on my kneecap?
You're actually
Why is
enjoying
my
it.
heart rate up?
I know.
You know, why am I thirsty?
All right, so coming up, we have Cruise. And if you are in San Francisco, there is a very good chance that you've seen these little buddies rolling around, especially late at night. The autonomous vehicle company is headquartered here in San Francisco. You'll see the cars have different names on them. They're the white and orange cars. Recently, they've been letting drivers, riders, participate in free rides, a small test group of riders all across San Francisco after 9 p.m. So you'll start to notice, especially in the evening, more of these cruise cars rolling around the city. It's pretty amazing how far this technology has come. And I don't know about you guys, but every time I see one of these, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's my childhood dream come true. The car is driving itself.
Have you been in one yet?
Yes, I have.
Oh, you have? Okay,
yes,
cool.
I have. It was quite
How
an
was it?
experience. You know, it's funny how quickly you get used to it driving itself, but when it picks you up and drops you off and you don't have to do the, like, you know, small talk with the driver.
Exactly.
It's kind of nice.
And the car is wrapped in a distinctive style of mission-based artist Josue Rojas artwork, by the way.
Yeah, that's a
You've
special
seen it.
cruise. That's
Beautiful.
probably not the one that's going to pick you up in tempo. She, I'm not sure. But there he goes.
Oh, look at this.
Esforzo.
And there goes Mateo Gonzalez. Lorenzo Gonzalez. And my daughter, that's my daughter Asia on the float.
Oh, really?
A
Really?
shout out to Asia. Hey!
Is that her waving?
And there's my daughter Angelita.
Wow, it's all in the family.
And my
I love it.
granddaughters in this. There's 3 generations in the parade.
That's amazing.
Abuelita, mamá, and the granddaughter. And you find that throughout the parade today of 3-4 generations.
I love that.
That have been in the parade for years, and that's part of passing on the traditions. And there's Mr. Jared Peters and Uncle T.
What's so cool about this group is they're actually doing 70s music. So like when Carnival started in San Francisco, they've got a mobile Studio 54, and they're doing the hustle and doing some disco music today for us.
And highlighted a lot of female musicians, by the way, from the 70s, which is awesome. This is a very large group.
Oh, those costumes are beautiful.
I know, some of the best costumes we've seen so far. Very elaborate, and you'll notice they've got sneakers on, so a lot of thinking went into that. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more coverage of the sounds of Carnival San Francisco.
Okay, 23.
Super borracho de ahí, menudo.
All right, welcome back. We are hanging out here in the Mission. You hear that music, you hear the people. It is time for Carnaval, and it has really been a fun, beautiful parade so far. And right now we've got Beautiful Beginnings Art Collective, Sea of Jubilee. I'm Gianna Franco. Sarah, it's my first time. I'm having so much fun.
It's so great to have you here, Gianna. I'm Sarah Donchi alongside Roberto Hernandez, the king of the Mission. You know what? I can't believe that it took this long to hear a Bad Bunny song. How did that happen? Telemundo just passed, and they had a live band actually performing a Bad Bunny song.
That was pretty cool.
Y el borracho.
There's 105 members or participants in this group, by the way.
Yeah, this is a big group. They bring together artists to create a visual and moving prayer, and their group highlights the power beyond individual accomplishment. They've got kids, they've got adults, dancers, drummers, capoeira players, stilt dancers who are coming up here right after this float, and they have a spirit section that plays homage to mentors and teachers.
The Sea of Jubilee.
Ann Makovic is down on the ground for us. Ann, how's it going?
And it's really a fun party out here. We've been having a wonderful time, and I've been meeting a lot of people. I want to introduce you to America here, because she really sort of symbolizes what Carnival is all about. Her name is America, and your mom came from Nicaragua.
Yeah.
What is it like for you to be here and see your mom's home country represented?
It makes me feel a lot of joy, you know. I'm happy to see, you know, the culture and everything.
Yeah. So you live here in San Francisco. What do you want people to know about Nicaragua?
We're all happy, you know. I don't really know much. But I just know that everyone is very joyful and happy and very kind.
Well, that is certainly showing up here this afternoon in San Francisco. Is this your first time at Carnival?
No, I've been here multiple times. You know, I've seen people. I came with people, you know, my cousins.
Came with your
my
friends.
sister. Hey, guys. My sister, my cousin. Hi.
Very good. And what is your favorite part? Why do you come year after year?
I don't know. I just like yelling at people. To be honest,
I don't know. Just seeing different cultures is like really beautiful, you know, because you don't really see this as much, you know, in San Francisco. Especially because of the gentrification. Like, I feel like the culture is like really like leaving, isn't it? Like leaving the city.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what does it feel like to be here amongst this party?
It feels great. It feels like I'm like a part of it. I don't know. I feel like joyful. I feel joyful. I feel a part of my community.
Wonderful. The joy is showing on your face, and they have their beads. So, yeah, again, the party is on. I've been collecting along the route. Thanks for talking to us, ladies. We're going to throw it back to you guys for a little more info on our
And getting all kinds of beads. You're making quite a collection there. We need some more here coming through us, too.
Roberto, the Cubans have arrived.
You know, talk about Cubans, we had Los Van Vans perform yesterday at the festival.
Wow.
It took me 30 years to finally get the U.S. government to approve their visas to come to Carnaval. They were on fuego. The Cubanos brought the house down yesterday. A 21-piece orchestra.
Oh, that's
Just
awesome.
amazing.
That's amazing.
This is Cuba Caribe's third year performing at Carnaval. Their theme is Divine Waters, Agua Divina, dancing for the spirit known as Orishas. Let's listen in.
And they have such an amazing children's program.
Their headpieces, by the way, designed by local artist and former Carnival king Luis Enrique Sanchez. And they are joined by the young dancers, speaking of the kids of Cuba Caribe's children's program. Really all ages having a lot of fun out there, which is what you see just throughout the whole parade right now.
You talk about good food. You want some good food? Cuban food.
Oh, yeah. Yep, right up the street is Frutilandia.
Oh, they've got Puerto Rican food,
and they got Puerto Rican food,
yeah.
too. Both Cuban and Puerto Rican.
Oh, my gosh. I go there every now and then. By the way, you can get it delivered. I'm not telling you how I know that. I just do.
Somehow you do, though. I feel like we need a tour.
That's what's so unique today. It's like you can get any food delivered.
Oh, I know.
You know, a friend of mine told me that he had ice cream delivered at his house.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that amazing? That's another childhood dream come true.
Oh, my God.
This is the Feline Finesse Dance Company representing San Francisco's own Bayview Hunters Point, highlighting African-American contributions and influence with a special homage to Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation. Hence the outfits. Look how cute these kids are.
Look at that. Janet's coming to the Bay, too, isn't she?
Oh, that's right. Yes. Sean Chitness, our reporter, has tickets to that and is very much looking forward to seeing Janet Jackson and Beyonce.
And you know what's so wonderful about this group is that they have a safe haven for young girls and women to freely and bring creativity and artistically express themselves through dance. And so shout out to, you know, all the teachers from the group over in Hunters Point, and we're glad to have them be part of Carnival for so many years now.
That's wonderful.
This is a San Francisco tradition, you guys.
Oh, here comes the beat.
And we're not talking about rice-a-roni.
No, we're not. We're not.
We're going to talk about rice and beans.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no rice-a-roni.
No rice-a-roni. Okay, almost. We got beats coming in left and right.
Arroz con gandules.
There you go. Casamiento, and the other one is from Nicaragua. They have Gallo Pinto.
Oh, yeah.
Gallo Pinto.
Sounds so good.
And talk about Gallo Pinto. There's a lot of restaurants that sell comida from Nicaragua here in the Mission District.
Oh, yeah.
You get yourself on Sunday morning, a real good nacatamal and a nice tacita de café con pan.
Don't tempt me with a good time. That's all I want to do is eat.
I'm right with you. I love to eat.
I feel like you guys need to take me on a tour. I'm learning so much more
a
about all
food
the
tour
food
with
here.
Roberto. We should offer that on Groupon.
Let's do it.
It'll be sold out in 2 seconds. By the way, this is Ritmo del Corazon. Mission District Institution has been part of Carnaval from the beginning. 102 participants in this, and this year's comparsa is intergenerational to reflect the families that make up the heartbeat of the Mission District, which is something we've been talking about all morning long and seeing so much of it here in the parade.
Okay, so here we have Renacer Folclórico Bolivia. This is a nonprofit founded in 1992 dedicated to uniting and representing the Bay Area's robust Bolivian community. And you're going to see their dancers in just a minute, but they're dancing caporales, a popular dance that originated in Bolivia. The men represent the Spanish slave overseers, and the women represent peasant women in traditional bowler hats. Oh, and we've got somebody in a full getup here. That's the person who's warmest today.
Yeah, for sure.
Roberto, this is a pretty big group, right?
Yeah, and so what's great about them is that the men represent the Spanish slaves from overseas, and the women represent the peasant women in traditional, hats. And you know what's interesting too is that the connection between Africa and Bolivia, because Afro-Boliviano. And one of the things about Carnival that's beautiful is that we have always made that connection between Africa, or we call Mother Africa. So if you go to Cuba, there's the Afro-Cubano. You go to Panama, there's the Afro-Panamanian. Brazil, you have the Afro-Brazilian. In places like Mexico, a lot of people don't know that there's Africanos that are in Mexico. And like in Nicaragua, you have the whole east side, the east coast of Nicaragua is the Afro-Nicoyas. I call them the Afro-Nicoyas because I'm Nicoya, so I could say that. And but you have in Bluefields and Corn Island, you have their own dance and their own dialect. So that's the beauty of Carnival is that we have that representation and honor the connection that we have with Africa.
All of the different cultures too represented like that. Yeah, you don't realize that. And then you see so much of it here, which is great that people are getting exposed to that. Are we hearing Selena again?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I feel like
popular.
That's mandatory at this point.
It is. And here comes the dancers in their costumes. And again, you're seeing groups of all ages. Once again, there are tiny little ones in this one too, dancing. I mean, just to get so many people together like this to practice and rehearse.
Oh my gosh.
That's a feat in itself.
Yeah, you were with one of the groups of dancers seeing how they rehearsed, Gianna, right?
I was with some of the Samba groups, Hayu Deluge. Leticia Mejana, she is the coordinator for that group. Yeah, no, just the conditioning, Sarah.
Oh gosh.
The workout to walk hours in heels and just be ready for it.
There's some groups that actually rehearse out on the street for months and months and months just to get that choreography in tight. Is just amazing, and the dedication and for each one of the comparsas.
Okay, so here come some of the dancers that we were talking about earlier in the hats. Lots of cute kids in this group.
They've been showcasing this for more than 30 years. Bolivia's popular dances and colorful costumes here at Carnaval. Their sign right there, Bolivia Unida.
And they actually have a group, Roberto, I understand, that's with them visiting from Los Angeles.
Yeah, so it's great with Bolivians. I've been participating in the Carnival now for over 15 years. And they actually, some of the costumes are made in Bolivia.
Wow.
And are shipped out to San Francisco. And then there's a lot of Bolivians that come from Los Angeles to be in the Carnaval parade.
Look how beautiful their costumes are.
And their music is saya. That's a specific style of music in Bolivia.
So first we had the girls come first, which we talked about their costumes and the significance of what they represent. And then we have the men behind them, and they have their own special costumes that they're wearing too.
Yeah.
And you see there's bells on boots there. That actually represents the sound of chains.
And look on your screen here, because you see people who have arguably the best seats in the house. The people who live on the corner of 24th and Harrison. And some of them have these parties where they invite people over, and they hang outside the window and they look down on the festival below. So really, some of the best seats in the house are for the people who live here in the Mission District.
It's a good idea, right? Perfect day to have a party. It's probably warm in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, last year when we had Carnival, it was really sunny, it was really warm, and it's a little bit unusual for the Mission District, actually. The good thing about the Mission is that when parts of San Francisco are completely socked in and fog, the Mission is sunny and warm and beautiful. It really is the place to be in the summertime, especially when the rest of the city is so cold and windy. You know, so I expect that we'll probably see this burn off later on in the afternoon, but our meteorologist, Paul Hagen, did warn us that it was going to be a little cooler this year than normal.
Wear a jacket.
And then after the parade, everybody gets to go to the festival and talk about food. There's food from Peru, Bolivia, Nicaragua, El Salvador.
You can
get
warm up.
yourself a little pupusa. You can get yourself a little tamal.
I had those yesterday.
Can we get something delivered?
I know.
At this moment.
You know,
That
I
would
went
be
to a
amazing.
restaurant the other day, and they actually are making these pupusa balls.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, those things are delicious. That was the first time I tried that.
Was that good?
Oh, it was delicious.
I kind of like mine flat.
Like, I landed up ordering one to go.
I'll take two now and one for later, please.
I get mine well done so that you get like the crunchy cheese on the outside.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, I always tell them put extra cheese and chicharron on mine.
That is exactly what I ordered yesterday.
You know, like when you get my burritos, I like that extra cheese.
Oh, yum. We're going to need a Chewy's burrito here pretty soon.
Yeah.
All right, Tony Sandoval with iHeartRadio is standing by. Tony, how's it going?
Can you hear me? It's fantastic over here. It's, you know, the first time I've been in the parade this close, and it's so beautiful, the color, the smells. And we have this dancer, one of the guys participating. What's your name?
My name is Jerry. I come from New York. We're here with California. The dance is from Bolivia. It's Caporales. 100% Bolivian. So we're here to dance. We fly 6 hours to get here, but it's so beautiful. It's so, a lot of people. It's really nice. Yeah.
Is this your first Carnaval?
Here, yeah. Yes.
What do you think?
Oh, it's awesome. It's beautiful.
Yeah?
I recommend everybody to come and join this carnival. It's amazing.
Now, can you recommend something to eat from your country?
Yes, salteñas, Bolivian empanadas. They're really good. We have a restaurant here. It's called Pachamama. It's really nice, and you're going to enjoy it. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Back to you guys.
All right, Tony.
Bolivian empanadas. Ooh. That sounds good.
Tony Sandoval, my buddy.
I knew we were going to be talking about food, even if there's no food in the parade.
And he flew all the way from New York. Did I hear that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know what? Now there's right down the street from us. There's a taco that they make these shrimp tacos. Oh, there's to die for. You gotta come down. It's actually it's called Escolandia on the outside of Fuyu. It used to be the record store where you could buy music from Tito Puente, Celia Cruz, and Vicente Fernandez, and all the Latin artists. Escolandia sold every album. but now it's a little taqueria, and they sell birria.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, los taquitos de birria. Man, let me tell you, they got them shrimp Mexican tacos. And you know what I'm learning more and more is that here in San Francisco, more people are experimenting with making tacos that are not the traditional tacos.
Right, more variety.
And the spices
This is
that
the city
people are
to
creating.
do that, to try fusion.
Oh,
By the
only
way,
in
if you're
San
watching
Francisco.
here, this is the California Domestic Workers Coalition, founded in 2005. The group organizes toward a vision of a world that centers care and interdependence. This year's theme for them is health and safety for all. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Carnaval San Francisco 2023. Stick with us. I'm going to put this down here. Stick with my tea.
It's like snack time. We're having a little snack right now and a glass of water as we get ready to enjoy the rest of Carnival here with you. Welcome back. I'm Gianna Franco. I'm here with Sarah Donchi and Roberto Hernandez, and we are so excited to see all this culture and diversity and all the dancing, you guys. It has really been incredible to see so many groups and people come down and kicked off things with lowriders, and now it's just been group after group of just music and festival dancing and all the fun things you think about when you think of Carnival, and the colors, all the beautiful colors, which goes into so much of these costumes and the tradition of what you're seeing right now. Right now we've got Tradición Peruana Centro Cultural, 170 participants in this group right now, celebrating the culture and costumes of Peru. They were developed in 1995, and they bring together diverse groups of participants from schools, community, and cultural centers.
Yeah, we've actually seen some of the schools with their banners out. In case you were wondering which ones are participating, they have some people walking behind them here with the banners from the various schools, and I think some of them are SFUSD schools.
Again, that's part of the Carnaval existence, is because over 30 years ago we started a cultural arts education program in the Unified School District, and we actually started to send instructors to teach danza, samba, salsa, and other traditions in the schools. And I tell you, it's made such an improvement in the interests of the children and parents to be part of the school, because they're learning who they are. And that makes a difference in terms of education and curriculum. So we see a lot of children that are in the parade that go to the Unified School District, and they learn in their schools. And we've been able to increase parent participation through Carnaval by creating PTAs that help create, costumes and clothes
get hands-on and really participate and do it. You know what's so great about that too? I think it also gives kids, when they're taught at a young age to be involved in things that are very close to who they are and who their culture are, it also teaches them confidence and to be proud of who you are and where you come from, which is a big part of what this is all about. So it's so good to see that they're doing that in schools, especially for kids. So this is Latin dance grooves. We got to listen in here because this sounds amazing. Live drums, live music, singing. Sounds amazing. Bringing popular dances from Brazil and Cuba while honoring the African influence of the two countries. And you're seeing a lot of young kids participating in this group as well, and parents too.
Juan Soto is one of our community Peruanos who is one of the instructors along with members of his family, and their vision is actually to create a Peruvian cultural center. Because it's a growing community here. And that's the other thing too, is that we're finding that we're getting a lot of people coming from Venezuela, from Colombia, Honduras, and Guatemala. There's a big increase in the population here now in the San Francisco Bay Area. And talking about Guatemala, you know, we have a lot of good restaurants now opening up here in the Mission District from Guatemala. The banana was not enough.
Yeah, I know.
Nothing wrong with the snack.
Yeah, we're going to need a burrito or something a little bit better. We have a really big group coming up. This is Bloco Jinja Brazil. 114 participants, and there's a dynamic presentation meant to honor the late founder, Conceição Damasceno, who I know, Roberto, you know, who founded the group to expose the Bay Area to the rhythms of Brazil.
And I want to honor her also and remember her spirit, and wishing for her spirit to rest in peace. You know, she was just an amazing, beautiful Brasilera that was so kind and gentle to everybody that crossed her path, always with a smile, and shared and taught so many the indigenous traditions of Brazil, and not just samba, but also a lot of the spiritual elements of Brazilian culture.
You're seeing the picture of her, I think a beautiful painting of her just on the float there as the dancers drive by there. So pretty.
So here come the dancers. They're following the floats. And they still, you know, all of them, there are a few people behind them that have shirts on and that are holding signs for Conceição and honoring her memory and making that a big part of this year's presentation and performance.
And you can hear the live band coming up too.
Yeah, this is always a great part of the parade. We're going to let them kind of approach here, but we definitely have to listen because not only is their dancing presentation amazing, I remember from last year, but the music that they do is also incredible.
This is the group led by San Jose's Jimmy Viala.
So even the costumes are based on Conceição's life, different aspects of her life, different timelines of her life. So everything that they do is meant to honor her presentation-wise, from what they're singing to the music to the float and the costumes. It's all meant to sort of pay homage to her.
As her spirit is alive, you can feel it.
What a lovely tribute.
Here comes the musicians. Let's listen in.
Aí, gira Brasil!
you can feel the energy.
I know, I love it. And you know, some of the Samba dancers' costumes and the costumes from the Brazilian dancers in particular are some of the most elaborate of the entire Carnival. And you know, some of the headdresses, the feathers, the back pieces that they wear are really heavy.
Yeah. They're backpacks.
I know, they're basically backpacks. All right, Tony from iHeartRadio, down on the ground. Tony, how's it going down there?
Well, I'm picking up some dance steps. What do you guys think? I'm here with, you're representing Brazil, right?
Yes, I am. Excited to be here today.
How long have you been dancing?
I've been dancing for 35 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long does it take to practice for all this?
It takes a few months. We train weekly for about 3 or 4 months, all for today, and it's totally worth it.
How is it possible that I'm sweating more than you?
I don't know. Come to class and maybe we can get you conditions.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Dancing for 30 years. That energy that it takes to just walk, like you're seeing the Samba dancers in the beautiful costumes, just through, you know, heels and walking down the street here and dancing. It's incredible. It's impressive.
Oh my gosh, I know. All right, so here we have Cantuta Ballet Folclórico de Bolivia y Comunidad Ancari. The dancers wear traditional, colorful textiles, and they dance with white flags, which are waved to promote rain production, which we got a lot of, so this must be working.
We're out of the drought, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's
At
really
least
nice.
in this part of the country. I know that in other parts of the country there's a shortage of water and there's a lot of heat. And I think that's one of the things that we're doing as part of our organization, Carnaval Cana, is we're really working on climate change and really addressing the issues of climate change in not only in our community, but in the city and in the state. So we're part of a collective community that's really working at changing and doing things that we need to do for climate change.
Well, we all need to do our part because it affects us all. Look at this beautiful float, by the way.
Here comes Asociación Maya. They celebrate the people and culture of Yucatan, Mexico. The typical costume is a masterpiece of colorful textile art known as terno, which consists of 3 pieces. The rebozo, or the shawl, is worn over the terno, and the jewelry consists of a rosary and coral earrings.
The men have white shirt, pants, hat, and espadrillas. Musicians are playing trumpets, clarinets, and saxophones, bass drums, and kettle drums.
Yeah, they have a really elaborate presentation here. And they kind of, you'll notice that the group stretches back really far down the street, but this is some of the more elaborate costumes that we've seen.
It's really a beautiful presentation too. It's so colorful.
Here in San Francisco, in the Mission District, we've been seeing a huge increase in the number of people that are Mayan. So actually, there's an organization now that focuses specifically on serving the Mayan community. And a lot of people don't realize that Mayans from the Yucatan, as well as Guatemala and other places, have their own dialect. They don't even speak Spanish.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and there's 31 different dialects that Mayans speak, and I know a lot about that because of my grandfather's side of Mayan. And but what I appreciate too is that as the community is growing, talk about food. We just had 2 new Guatemalteco restaurants and a Mayan restaurant open up here in the Mission District. So again, the Mission District, we got the food going on.
A food mecca for sure.
This is Latin dance grooves. They bring popular dances from Brazil and Cuba while honoring African influence on those 2 countries. They're also commemorating lives lost in the pandemic. And the dancers are meant to honor elders who were especially negatively impacted by COVID. They invited participants from the unlocked 30th Street Senior Center to dance with them. That's the altar that you see there, meant to honor the lives lost.
And this group is led by the very own Queen Elizabeth Sobranes, who was the Queen of Carnival many years ago, and also worked for many years on the Carnival production team.
Oh.
And she started this amazing group many years ago, and she currently is working with Unlock Senior Center. And so she incorporated her work with elders into dance. And so now you see several, not only her regular danzantes, but now she has incorporated with seniors, which I think is great. I think seniors should always come and be part of the parade.
Absolutely. They're out there grooving just as good as everybody else, by the way. So definitely.
Okay, so here we have Grupo Samba Rio with 100 participants. So this is one of the larger groups founded in 2004, honoring the rhythms and spirits from Rio de Janeiro. Their theme is Rio Encantado, Enchanted Rio.
So they're inspired by the enchanted forest nymph dancers and tropical sorceresses, casting their spells on everyone to feel the playful, sensual energy and tropical magic of Carnaval. I'm feeling it.
These are some of the cooler headdresses that we've seen so far. It looks like they actually have like pieces of plants and flowers, really beautiful, colorful costumes. And this, again, Gianna, is a pretty big group. So you have a group of dancers in the front, you have one of their vehicles, and then a whole bunch of drummers behind them.
And Sarah, just as we come through there, when you see past this vehicle here, I think this is one of the most elaborate samba dresses or costumes I've seen so far.
Oh, yeah.
With this large, feathery backpack, it's absolutely stunning.
You know that one's heavy.
You know that.
You gotta know how to maneuver your body in coordination to be able to wear a backpack that size.
There it is.
There you go.
Look at how beautiful she looks. Oh my gosh.
Hey, Samba dancers, they know how to move their bodies.
They do.
And that's Queen Maisa Duke, also a former queen of Carnaval San Francisco, who's just been amazing throughout the years teaching Samba traditions.
Oh my gosh, she's so talented. Wow. Just to see how fast the leg work is too, that's what was so impressive. Not just the energy and the stamina you need, but how, you know, when you first start learning it, you learn it slower, and then you just start speeding up with the rhythms. Wow. Hi. Oh.
Let's listen to the drums.
I love you too. And Georgie is the director of the bateria, and I see Annette Aguilar in the bateria. Annette is native of the Mission District, who became an started with Carnaval and became an amazing recording artist.
Wow.
Who currently lives in New York, but she comes to Carnaval every year.
Oh, how
comes
fun.
back home.
I love the rhythm.
Samba dancers, some of the best in the world, obviously. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more dancers, more music, more sights and sounds from Carnaval San Francisco.
Welcome back to Carnaval, the 45th years of music and movement right here in the heart of the Mission. We are hearing music and so much fun. I'm Gianna Franco along with Sarah Donchi, and we are just having such a really good time enjoying everyone coming down through the parade. I'm learning so much, Sarah.
Oh my gosh, it's so much fun.
I can't believe this is the first time I've gotten to do this, so I'm going to put my bid in for next year too, please, because it's so much fun. But just seeing everybody kind of come through.
Okay, so these costumes are some of the most fun that we've seen. This is Hot Pink Feathers, founded in 2000 by Showgirl Shaman, and Queen of Carnival, San Francisco 2008, Khalida Malouf. This is the only Carnival burlesque troupe in the parade. So this is the only time you're going to see these kinds of costumes and this kind of performance. But it's not a big group, but they make up for it with, you know, energy and creativity.
And the music, too. They're supported by the Hot Pink Feathers All-Star Marching Band, which is a New Orleans Latin jazz-inspired band. That's a band I would go check out.
Oh, for sure.
No question. That sounds like a fun night right there. Their theme every year, Showgirls for Peace, and half of the costumes have pink and black polka dots. You can see that, some stripes as well, and they are having a lot of fun out there. Let's listen to the band a little bit.
Coming up behind them, we have Aquarela Samba School and dancers. They take pride in presenting authentic Brazilian music and dance. And these guys have major, major significance in Carnival. They're considered Carnival royalty, the only group that has crowned 2 parade kings and 5 parade queens. Aquarela is a staple of San Francisco Carnival. They have an amazing troupe of dancers. And we have someone downstairs who is part of Aquarela. We can hear you. I know it's a little loud behind you. Tell me about how excited your group is to be back in Carnival as San Francisco Carnival royalty.
Maybe she might be having a hard time hearing us because it's so loud with the music going behind her right now.
We're going to try with her again in just a second. Stand by. Let's listen into the music.
Lovely out there dancing.
Yeah, Aquarela is really Carnival royalty. I mean, this group every year shows up with amazing dancers, amazing music. It's a big group. We have someone with Aquarela down there with us listening in. Tell me how excited you guys are to be back.
We're so excited to be back. Aquarela's been in Carnival more than 37 years. Founded by Maria Sousa, who's right there, in 1986. Aquarela has the most Carnival queens and kings of any Brazilian dance group. Anything else?
You guys are legendary. Thank you so much for stopping by. We'll let you get back with the parade group. We appreciate your time. Again, Roberto, Aquarela, Samba, and Carnival San Francisco royalty.
I just love Aquarela. They have, year after year, every time one of their members competes for Queen, they win.
They win.
That's why they are royalty of Carnaval.
That's fantastic. All right, coming up now is Mi Tierra Colombiana. This group is made up of people who love Colombian culture. It's not limited to Colombians, by the way, bringing a popular Colombian rhythm known as Paseo Fiestero, expression of joy during a period of independence from Spain. So they've got music and just a really beautiful float. This truck is decorated with all kinds of flowers and colors. And coffee.
Café con leche.
Yeah, no te olvidamos el café. Café con leche, definitely. That is a staple.
Un cafecito para este frío.
Yeah, we're going to need to warm up with some of that here in a second. But yeah, they have a really amazing performance. A really good example of a group. They dance together in pairs as well as a group overall. So really amazing choreography here and a really beautiful costumes and a beautiful presentation from Mi Tierra Colombiana.
Their costumes, by the way, speaking of coffee, representing the collecting of coffee with those long and wide skirts, wide aprons, and of course, lots of flowers in their hair.
And that fresh smell of cafe out in the fields is like the best.
It is. The men, by the way, representing people transporting the coffee, moletir, and their work pants are rolled up to the knee, a carril, which carries a wide variety of things, a wide apron as well, and of course, the hat for sun protection. And again, we're seeing a group with people in it of all ages. You've got kids dancing, you've got adults dancing.
Yeah, this is an amazing group. I mean, I love how you have just different parts of culture from each country. It's not, you know, each country has, especially Brazil and Colombia, such an amazing variation of, you know, cultural tributes and dance styles and costumes. And this is a really good example of that, of honoring this part of Colombian culture and tradition.
And every country has different regions.
Right.
And in different regions, you have different styles of dance, different styles of music. And that's what the beautiful thing about Carnival is, that we're able to have, you know, like, for example, people think Mexico is just has mariachis. When Mexico has baile folclórico, it has the, from Yucatan, it has the Mayan traditions, you have the Aztec tradition. So one of the things that's been beautiful about Carnival is that we've been able to educate the America and the general population that we're not all Mexicans, and not, Mexico is not just about mariachis, right? It's that we have all these different tradiciones. And as Latinos, we have all throughout Latin America and the Caribbean, we have all types of different, you know, music and traditions, and we get to showcase that during Carnaval.
I've learned so much just from this parade. I mean, even last year about, you know, parts of, you know, regions and parts of countries that I had no idea about and parts of culture that I had no idea about. It's a great learning experience on top of being a fun party. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Carnival San Francisco after these messages.
Welcome back to Carnival. Thank you so much for joining us. We are having the best time out here in the Mission, watching the parade and all the beautiful representation of so many diverse cultures and the celebration of just family and fun that is happening here today. Thank you for hanging out with us. Right now, you are looking at parts of the parade here. This is highlighting Nicaragua's national instrument, the marimba. This is Chavalos Danzas. The theme this year is Al Sonar de la Marimba, a call to move and dance as the marimba. I got that right. Marimba, right?
La marimba.
Help me, Roberto. Marimba, this is your wheelhouse here. The group is committed to providing San Francisco youth and adults with quality professional dance training. And just look how talented all of them are, and just all the beautiful dresses and their movements. A live marimba trio will be playing folkloric, I should say, melodies through here as well. You can see just even the baby dressed up. How sweet.
A shout out to all the Nicoyas, all the Pinoleros from the Bay Area.
Your people.
Viva Nicaragua. And talk about food. We could have some gallo pinto.
Oh man,
and
you're torturing me.
Chancho frito con yuca.
I just wanted to let all of our bosses know who didn't have all of this food ready for us here. We're disappointed. We're disappointed. But yeah, I mean, I think one of the good things about having this parade here in the Mission is that afterwards, you know where everybody's going. Food and drinks.
Well,
drinks.
maybe that's what we should do, is do a pre-show next year.
With food.
Of all the, with food of Carnaval.
If you have a restaurant in the Mission, you're invited to join.
And we will be there, we promise, 100%.
This is Samba with 130 participants, one of the larger groups of Carnaval San Francisco. 17 years they're celebrating of sharing Brazilian culture in the city through dance and percussion classes, performances, and retreats. Last year's Carnival winners in the Brazilian category, so they are bringing the heat today.
Resilience and resistance, highlighting the root of Brazilian music and dance. That is their theme.
It's about to get loud here, Gianna.
I can tell. I feel like I need to get on my feet, though, and dance with them. I love their energy.
And the Warrior Queen, whose color is purple, which is associated with royalty, spirituality, creativity, and transformation.
Also, if you want to learn Samba, Samba is a Samba school. They teach these amazing Samba classes, and they help spread their culture and tradition all throughout. And this is an amazing way, like you mentioned, to get some exercise, to get in shape, to learn about culture, and just to learn how to dance.
And the goddess of thunder, lightning, tornadoes, winds, rainstorms, and hurricanes is right in the air.
I don't want to mess with her. There's like a purple haze of smoke coming through there with all the bubbles and the dancers. And right behind them, they have these large balloons that just fell out, or a sign that says Samba there. It really just looks so festive.
They're actually turning the air purple.
They are.
Purple rain.
Purple rain. Let's listen in.
Thunder.
This really is a very large group.
I know, and they're coordinated. They've got the bubbles. They've got the purple smoke. They've got the costumes. They don't play.
Straight
they don't
up.
mess around at all, not at all.
And again, the Afro-Brazilian representation that they bring to Carnaval.
You guys, one of my favorites coming
Orisha.
up behind this. One of my all-time favorite groups at Carnaval San Francisco. Samba, though, really, I mean, just every year, so incredibly impressive with their presentation. Obviously, their accolades show that. But it's amazing. It's amazing that, you know, they really put on an incredible show every year. And, you know, there are people of all levels here, all skill levels. You know, this is a school, so you have people coming in who are new to Samba, new to dance, and just really impressive.
And then you have the little ones coming up behind him too, just kind of dancing along. And I feel like this is something too, you know, you go from generation to generation.
Yeah.
You know, if your mom did Samba growing up, then you're going to learn Samba probably too. It's so part of the culture and just that family feel in that environment.
And that's so beautiful because it goes on from generation to generation. You know, I've been invited to many homes and they bring out pictures of 40 years ago. And I'm like, wow,
love
you know,
that.
you know, to see their great grandmother tell their great grandchildren stories about when she started Carnival, right?
It's so amazing. It's just so cool to see.
And that's how it lives on, right? I mean, you pass it on down to your kids, and that's how we remember and keep this culture and the beauty of this going from years, for generations to come.
Samba is one of my favorite groups to see at Carnival. I mean, I absolutely love the Samba dancers, and some of the Brazilian Samba dancers are incredible in this parade. This is really just the premier place to see, you know, Samba presentations on the West Coast, I would argue. Okay, here come the Boricuas!
This one's for you, Sarah.
This is the Club Puertorriqueño de San Francisco, representing Puerto Rico. Hey, we don't have a lot of representation on the West Coast, so this is incredibly special to see. There are Puerto Ricans in San Francisco. I have half of one here. Jose Martinez is down with my people. Oh, Jose with the Puerto Rican Club of San Francisco. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell me how excited you are to be here in Carnival.
You know what? This is our 20-some years. We've been doing this show for many, many years. And this is one of the best things, if not the best, that happened right here on the mission. Señor Roberto Hernández, que está al oeste, que es uno de los que organiza esto por tanto tiempo. He is one of the main people here in the San Francisco Bay Area.
How nice is it to represent Puerto Rico, Boricua, pa que tú lo sepa?
Yeah, you know what? Like I always say, we are a small group, but we are a lot of us. I don't know why, but we're loud and we represent.
¿Y el arroz con gandules?
You know, we're going to have arroz con gandules, but maybe tomorrow or this afternoon.
Tengo hambre.
All right, Jose, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for representing La Isla del Encanto de Puerto Rico here in Carnival.
Okay, so question for you. What is the animal of Puerto Rico?
Lo coquí.
Oh, there you go.
Good
The
job.
coquí.
The coquí. And the sound that they make, you know, it's like nowhere else do you hear the sound of the coquí in Puerto Rico. It's such a magical place. My mother's from there. Her family is from there. I love going there. I love the food. You mentioned Frutilandia down the street. They have Puerto Rican food here in San Francisco. I'm glad that we are well represented here at Carnival.
Yeah, el coquí, for those of you who don't know, is the frog.
The frog, okay.
The frog is the favorite little animalito of Puerto Rico from the island.
There's also another kind of cookie. The kind of coquito.
Coquito.
The kind you drink.
Coquito. El guaguango.
I love the music.
Yeah, so they mentioned this is not a very big group, but, you know, obviously there are not a lot of Puerto Ricans here in San Francisco Bay Area compared to places like New York, compared to places like Florida, but we really represent every year at Carnival and show out, and the Puerto Rican Club does a lot here in the city of San Francisco.
We got to go to New York. They have a huge Puerto Rican parade.
The parade.
That is
I think
huge.
that's a must-do. I'm going to go with you, Sarah, for sure.
Oh, my gosh. I've never been to that. But I've been to some really, really amazing parties in Puerto Rico. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with much more Carnival San Francisco 2023. Don't change the channel. Welcome back. We are here in the heart of the Mission on this Sunday, and it has just been a beautiful, fun day so far. The parade for Carnaval is walking down the street right now, and look at this next group right here. It is Fogo na Hopa, and it is a very large group, 225 participants. I mean, as far as I can see. And, you know, Tony Sandoval with iHeart joins us right now, and you are down in the heart of all this right now, Tony.
Absolutely, and I got to tell you, Carnaval 2023 has not disappointed. The colors, the dance, the smell. If you guys can smell the food down here. I have a very lovely lady right here, Metzi Enriquez. Can you tell me about your group?
Yes, we are Fogo na Hopa, celebrating 34 years of Carnaval. We are the reigning grand champions, and we have won 8 years consecutively. We're celebrating Futuro Ancestral, weaving ancestral wisdom into the future, repairing the past of the genocide and everything that has happened to people of color, and celebrating Africa and the medicine that it's brought via the Afro-Brazilian diaspora. Fogo na Hopa.
Can you tell me something about your outfit?
Yes. The designer is Alexandra Candia, and she's been designing for about 12 years.
And it looks beautiful. And as you can see, they could dance. I'm gonna need a foot rub when I get home just watching you guys dance. Thank you.
So much. Happy Carnaval.
Feliz Carnaval. Back to you guys.
Feliz Carnaval to you too, Tony. By the way, blue and yellow are the colors of healing waters, which is why you're seeing that, because that is part of their theme for this year as well.
This is a huge group, 225 participants, the reigning grand champions of Carnival. You know, you have so many participants in Carnival, and then you have, you know, some of the like really just incredibly competitive, you know, transcendent, legendary, iconic members, and this is one of those groups.
And I want to honor Maestro Carlos Acetuno, who was the founder of Fogo na Hopa, that is no longer with us also. Several years ago, he passed on to the spirit world. But his spirit is so in effect. I mean, it's amazing how one individual can shower with so many with culture, with their corazón. And he is the spirit and the heart of Carnival. And with Fogo, he trained a lot of people within the comparsa, and they have been able to continue carrying on that tradition in a bigger way than I think you probably even imagined.
Wow. Look at how many dancers this group has coming up behind the float here. I mean, dozens and dozens as far as the eye can see.
And this is what you envision when you think of Carnival sometimes, because this is a lot of the pictures and the video that come out with all the dancers and that music. It's so eye-catching.
I just want to get us dancing.
I know. And there are still so many more groups like this happening still for several hours. Still, we've got lots more to go.
Hey, hey, hey.
We talk about the girls wearing heels dancing samba, but the group carrying the drums, that's a lot too. Everyone is having such a good time down there.
You know what, Roberto, we have a lot more groups coming up.
Oh yeah, we're got about another 20 groups coming up for, you know, a lot more samba to come.
And even some large groups like this too, right?
Huh?
Even large groups like this too.
Yeah, so we got a lot of the Trinidadian groups that are just, there's one group coming up towards the end of the parade that has over 400 Trinidadians.
Wow.
And they're one of my favorites, one of my favorites. You're going to want to stick with us on this street.
And we also got the Cubans that are going to be coming up with Rueda con Ritmo. And of course, Loco Bloco is going to be in the house. And the king and queen of Carnival 2023. And we got some more salseros coming.
The parade continues streaming on CBS News Bay Area. We'll see you there. Thank you for joining us on CBS News Bay Area. You are watching our special coverage of Carnival San Francisco 2023. The parade and the party continues. I'm Sarah Donchi.
I'm Gianna Franco, and it is 45 years, a celebration of music and movement, and we have just been seeing so many groups of people. It started off with the lowriders 2 hours ago, and we still have so much more to go. So thanks for sticking with us and hanging out with us. You don't want to miss any of it, because we just saw some of Fogo na Opa go through there just a minute ago with 225 participants. It was absolutely breathtaking to see their costumes and just all that energy as well. Roberto's here with us as well, Roberto Hernandez, and they call you the mayor of the Mission for a reason. You know everything about this area, and you're just such a big part of why this happens and why it comes together every year. It's such a wonderful celebration, and right now we've got Miss Panama SF California coming down the route here.
Yeah, this is really cool. Their float is amazing. This is like on a Rose Parade level.
Yeah.
That you could tell that they put an incredible amount of time into the float. The costumes, of course, are incredible. And representing Panama, which we haven't seen a lot of so far at this point in the parade.
And Panama is alive and well. Here in the Bay Area, there's a lot of more people from Panama coming to live here in the Bay Area.
Yeah, so this is dedicated to cultivating the Panamanian culture in Northern California. The queen and her princesses feature Emberá indigenous tribe. Daily activities from the women include making wicker baskets, cooking, singing, raising children while men hunt for food. And the women have hibiscus flowers, colorful paruma skirts, and a beaded woven top called peto embellished with silver coins.
And there she is, Queen Wyneth Naomi on the float right there. You are seeing her pass by, waving on, wearing that beautiful dress. And that float is absolutely stunning and beautiful. Seeing that parrot there in the middle.
Yeah, and speaking of representation from across California, the part of this group is from San Diego, California. Tony is down with us. Tony from iHeartRadio, who has the group organizer. Tony, take it away.
Yes, right here we have Brenda, who's also part of the parade. Can you tell us about your group?
Our group is Panama, and today we're representing the Provincia de Darién, where it's very controversial right now because that's where people are emigrating from different countries to come to the United States. We want to emphasize that province because it's a province that in Panama they don't pay attention to, and it's a province so full of culture. Our indigenous come from there, and it's so much history, but we always forget about Darién in our country.
That's beautiful. Now, how long have you been? This isn't your first Carnaval, is it?
No, we've been in the Carnival since 1993.
Wow.
Panama has always been in the Carnival, and this year we are so full of excitement and so happy to let you know that we have people from Seattle, LA, San Diego, and from New York.
Would you like to say buenos días and feliz Carnaval to our viewers?
Buenos días para todos y feliz Carnaval. Disfruten. Esta es una belleza. Gracias.
Gracias, Brenda. You can feel the groove here. I mean, they're dancing, but the folks are dancing. We're dancing here. Just being here on 24th Street. For those who aren't familiar with San Francisco, this is the lifeline of the Mission. I like to call it the lifeline because the heart of the Mission is down there a little more on 24th and Mission. But to be here this close is just an honor. So back to you guys, and thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks for being with us, Tony. It's so nice to have you and iHeartRadio on our team. Thank you for watching CBS News Bay Area. We are streaming all things Carnival San Francisco 2023.
I know we're shouting out San Diego. I should shout out that is my hometown.
Oh!
Yeah, born and raised here. I feel like, though, I'm official Bay Area since I've been here for over 15 years now, and my boys are born here, and we raise our family here, and it's just, I love the fact that you're seeing all of this culture. And, you know, growing up in Southern California, we're so close to the border, so close to Mexico, so you get so much of that, of the culture from Mexico, and especially Baja. And just to see that there's so much more to it, as you were talking about earlier, Roberto, that it's, you know, that Mexico and just all of these Latin countries have so much culture and diversity within them, and to see a lot of that here just come together in the heart of the Mission here in San Francisco.
And it's nice to see Panama represented, and they have a lot of flags to remind you, in case you have forgotten who they are and where they come from. From Panama, an amazing, vibrant country and culture, and you know, this group is really, really showing out and representing. They've got dancers, they've got music, they've got flags, they've got floats, they've got queens, they've got it all.
Viva Panama!
Yes.
You know the Panamanians and the Puerto Ricans have something similar.
What is that?
The flag.
The flag, yeah.
Puerto Ricans, you see Puerto Rican flags all over.
If I had a, yeah, that's true. And if I had $1 for every time the Puerto Rican and Cuban flags were confused. Yeah, this is amazing. I mean, they have had now multiple amazing floats with the silver coins and the bronze coins, beautiful headdresses and garments. And there we have it, the Panamanian flag. And a lot of pride with this group.
You do feel it. You feel the pride, you feel the energy. All right, we are coming up on more Samba. This is my favorite part, and I have to shout out these lovely ladies because I got to spend the day with them learning Samba and learning more about why it's so important to them. This is Raio de Luz, a unique spin and passion to Brazilian Samba. It is a float. It includes hand-painted murals as a reflection of the art form's significance to the city, and they are just an incredible group of dancers. You notice how, Sarah, they are in a variety of costumes, because typically you see a lot of the Samba dancers in the groups come in the same costume, but for them, it's really about how each woman feels and represents themselves and their own passion and love for the culture. And they do it with such grace and beauty and love, and look at how incredible they are.
These are some of the most beautiful costumes in Carnival San Francisco. They are absolutely incredible, so detail-oriented, And of course, more samba is never a bad thing.
Never, never. And they're a smaller group for sure, but they do spend a lot of time and effort getting ready for today. Leticia Imehana is the director of the group, and she is just an incredible person. When you meet her, she just exudes that love and that energy of what she's doing and how much she loves it. All right, let's go check in with Tony from iHeartRadio, who is down on the parade route.
And you can
You're
feel
with
her energy.
Leticia.
Leticia is right here. Leticia, thank you for coming. How long have you been dancing?
I've been dancing for 30 years of my life.
And what's the name of the group that you represent?
Our group is Hayu Jaluj, samba performers from Hayward, California.
Let's continue walking. So tell me about your outfit.
My outfit is handmade in Brazil by Brazil Carnaval Shop. Our sponsors are Our Fresh Joy Shop. The collars are representative of our uniqueness as women. It's the rebirth, it's the spirit of Carnaval.
Is it heavy?
It's heavy, but it's worth the wait, I promise you.
What are you going to do as soon as the dance is over?
As soon as the dance is over, I'm going to recruit new women and tell them that they're absolutely worth it. Come join this rebirth celebration, this resistance that is Carnaval.
You heard it here. Carnaval is live and living. Back to you guys.
I love her. She's so beautiful. The whole group is amazing. And now we have a really impressive group coming up. This is Esplendor Azteca Xipetotec, traditional Aztec dance from the Tacuba neighborhood in Mexico City, another of my favorite cities I've ever visited.
And the group has traveled across the U.S., Canada, and Europe, clothing representing all the deities and the elements of the area. Look at how cool that looks.
Yeah, these are really impressive. Some of these headdresses are incredibly ornate. We're taking a look at them now along the parade route. The group theme is Aztec god Tlaloc, the god of rain, and the clothing represents all of the deities and the elements in the plumage, beautiful feathers that you see as part of these costumes and traditional garments. Just really an amazing, amazing part of Aztec culture represented in Carnaval.
And you're hearing that drum, Sarah, and apparently that was made out of a trunk of a hollowed tree, a hollowed out tree.
Look at the dancing, Roberto.
And so the dancing represents part of the spirituality of the Aztecs. And today, what's beautiful is you smell the copal. You know, and what I love about the copal is it helps cleansing of our neighborhood. It's used to cleanse your spirit, your soul, your mind.
Very ceremonial.
And that's very sacred to us. And so we really appreciate the danzantes who participate in the Carnaval every year, which are part of cleansing of our neighborhood and bringing good spirits.
The group that you're seeing on your screen here is Rueda con Ritmo, following the Carnival's theme of music in many aspects. Their theme is Recordar es volver a vivir, which means to remember is to live again.
So they're incorporating 45 records into their costumes for 45 years of Carnaval.
Yeah, this is a really, really cool group because as you see here, they have sort of the choreographed dancers in their own little area here, and they're performing this dance all along the parade route. Really, really cool. This is Cuban-style salsa. And just like you mentioned, Puerto Ricans, we're very proud of our flag. Cubans, same thing. Cuban flags all over, being carried on the costumes, on the T-shirts, in part of the decorations as part of this group. This is a really, really cool representation of Cuban salsa and Cuban culture.
And you're seeing that tropi disco inspired by fashion, which is popular in Cuba and the U.S., especially in the late 70s.
Yeah, if you're actually interested in trying this out for yourself, which I'm only going to do that in the privacy of my own home. I'm not going to be embarrassing myself, but if you want to try it out, the group actually teaches weekly Cuban salsa classes in the Mission and also in Oakland, and they do these trips. They have dance trips that actually take you to Havana and Santiago de Cuba, which is really, really amazing. I mean, can you think of a better way to learn how to dance and then actually go to the motherland where you could dance yourself with a group?
Does that make you want to do it now?
Yeah.
I might go on that trip.
The first time I went to Cuba was in 1995, and let me tell you, you're going to go back. You got to keep going back because it feeds your soul, your spirit, and again, talk about food. Oh my God, some lechon.
Oh, now we're talking.
Dime, dame de comer. Today, it's interesting how this comparsa represents different styles of dance and music from salsa to son to conga, rumba, and the Afro-Cuban tradition.
You know what's so nice about this group and about Carnival? I'm looking out onto the crowd. Everybody seems to be in a good mood. You know, having a good time. It's really good vibes here. I mean, this is the definition of good vibes, actually. You know, even some of the police officers who are hanging out, who are working, they're all smiling, they're all having a good time, and just really great atmosphere. Gianna, this is your first time.
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't you agree that this is just some of the best in terms of atmosphere and vibe that San Francisco has to offer?
100%. I could just see it in the crowd. Everyone's got their phones out, taking pictures, smiling, dancing. All the kids are having such a good time, and I can't believe this is my first year experiencing Carnaval for living here for so long, but it really is such a fun, beautiful event. You feel the energy. Even though we're sitting up here kind of watching everyone go by, I feel it.
I don't know if my mom is watching or listening to this. I think they were earlier, but if they are, this kind of music really reminds me of my family back east, and it's really just sort of a special part of, you know, just when family gets together, listening to music like this. Obviously food, we've been talking about a lot, but this is just such a, you know, like an amazing, you know, just experience. You know, getting to see this in person and getting to be a part of this is really, really nice.
And the dancing, they're all so talented.
And locally here, which has been great since Carnaval started, we've had some amazing musicians that have actually performed traditional Puerto Rican, Cuban music. And I want to shout out John Santos, is one of our maestros, who's been keeping the tradition of Afro-Cuban music alive, as well as Puerto Rican music. Dr. John Calloway, and many others from our community that have continued the music and have recorded. And so you talk about being at your house, right, and cooking, and then you put the 45 on. You remember playing the 45 records?
Yes.
And that's one of the things that we're celebrating is part of our theme, is the 45 years is the 45 record.
Oh, yeah.
And it's funny because, you know, at my age, I'm a much elder now in my community, and some of these young kids are telling me, 45s, what's that, Roberto? And so I pulled out a 45. I said, go ask your mama and your abuelita what was their favorite 45. All of them came back the following week telling me stories. And in fact, some of their you know, elders within their families put out the 45s and started dancing to some of the music that they grew up with the 45s, you know?
You always had the A side and the B side. Sometimes the B side was good.
Yeah, in fact, sometimes, you know, the B side was better than the A side.
Yeah.
All right, this group coming up is a Carnival staple, Loco Bloco, founded in 1994, based right here in the Mission District of San Francisco. Roberto, I know you know this group well.
I know them very well. In fact, Maela Carrasco, who is the daughter of Jose Carrasco, she won Queen of this year. Maela started when her papa and her mama started Loco Bloco when she was a little girl, and now she's gone to Brazil. She's gone to learn the tradition, and she competed this year and won Queen. I've actually performed with Loco Bloco several times.
Oh, wow.
My son has performed with Loco Bloco, and my wife has, and many people from throughout our community. And again, there you have a lot of young people who went through Loco Bloco who are now recording artists.
It's generational. Tony is down with Loco Bloco's organizer. Tony from iHeartRadio, take it away, sir.
Yes, we have a fan favorite right here, Loco Bloco, and Jose is showing us some of the moves. Jose, thank you for joining us. Tell us about your group.
Loco Bloco, born in the Mission District, 1994, 29 years old, puro corazón, Loco Bloco!
So you were born and raised in the Mission?
I'm one of the founders with my wife, Carla Castillo. We worked with youth in the Mission in the 90s and grew this many years.
So for people who don't know, tell them the importance of 24th Street and the Mission District. How important it is.
It's the heart of the Mission. We call it Corazón de la Misión, 24th Street. A lot of our people have been dispersed by gentrification, but this still belongs to us.
Sure does.
It is. It's in our bloodlines, and now we're spread all over the Bay Area.
Did you hear that? From one native to another. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Keep on going. Yeah, it's just beautiful out here, as you can see. The local group, it extends, and you have dancers of all sizes, ages, and just everybody having a good time.
All right, Tony, thank you so much. This is an amazing float because it is being pushed by hand.
Wow. You've got the band on it, listening to the music. Let's listen to it a little bit.
And they're pushing the float.
Yeah, that's impressive.
You know that's a workout.
Yeah, that's the only
I think that's more a workout than
dancing, maybe. Yeah, that's the only hand-pushed float that we have seen so far in this Carnaval Parade 2023.
That is. It's great.
I love the theme, too, celebrating the two fierce warriors of love, representing that they're ready for anything that comes their way.
Yeah, so you mentioned the Queen, Roberto. She's actually coming up. She's riding on her own float, Queen Mayela, which is a really ornate, impressive float. This one also being pushed by hand.
Wow. I love the headpieces with this group. Some of
and
these
she's
feathers.
with the king that was elected this year.
So tell us about the Carnival King.
He's an amazing multidisciplinary artist, art educator, and event producer based in Oakland, California.
Ezra Bristow is his name. He's the executive director of Miles Beyond Entertainment, an event and media production company. He also serves as the artistic director of Carnival Dance Fusion Collective, Mas FX Dance.
And their float is also being pushed by hand.
Amazing.
And that bicycle in the front, but I don't see him wheeling. He's not working out.
He's not. He's just keeping things straight, keeping it going. But talk about a workout. Look at them dancing, the king and queen. Incredible. And again, you're just seeing these gorgeous ornate costumes and these headdresses. I still can't get over how much movement and how fast it is when they're doing the samba dances and the energy it takes to do that.
Amazing.
I mean, they look just absolutely incredible.
So coming up, we have Asia Shriners helping disadvantaged children since 1883. Likely you recognize their hats. Their costumes are varied with lots of color. They do an incredible work. They actually, for this parade, decorated an antique fire truck, and they have their well-known mini cars that are part of the parade going off ahead of the fire truck here.
You mean they're lowriders?
That's their version of lowriders.
Real lowriders.
Those are real lowriders.
So low they can go under the real lowriders. They look like a lot of fun, though. I love seeing the antique fire truck, though, too.
Yeah, that is really, really cool. Obviously, Shriners does a lot of incredible work for kids, an iconic and legendary a group that serves children in many, many ways. And they actually do have their own sort of component here. They've got the van pulling the trailer with their band. They've got drums and horns. So this is a really, an organization that does a lot of work for children. I can tell you my child would love to get their hands on one of those mini cars.
I know.
Or the fire truck, for that matter.
Either one. If you come up with either one, Sarah, you're probably going to be good to go.
Oh, yes.
And then I'll borrow it from you for my kids.
For your kids, too. That's a pretty cool fire truck.
I love seeing classic cars. I know we saw so many cool classic cars with the lowriders, but it's neat to see an old school fire truck like that, just to see how it started, the inception of how it's turned into and what it's grown into.
Now, here's the thing. Shriners is not pushing their float. They've got a van pulling their float.
They're probably all very thankful for that, too.
Yeah, probably, because that one looks pretty heavy.
And you can see their band performing on their float right now.
Yeah, nice to have them as part of Carnaval, obviously, for the work that they do. And then we've got more flavors from Colombia coming up here. This is Parceros Salseros, a proud Colombian salsa group representing Cali.
And they're dressed in pink, which symbolizes love and compassion.
And this is the biggest flag I think we've seen so far.
It is, most definitely. They have a lot of people holding this flag up right now as they travel down the parade route. Choreography is a way to invite people into their culture with open arms and purple. You'll see a lot of that as well, symbolizing spirituality and bravery. And they include people from all over the world, by the way, as a part of their group. And yet this is so cute because you're seeing little ones as well participating.
Oh, that is so precious.
I love that.
Yeah, they've got a lot of music, too. They've got the sound system on the back of their float, too. And if you notice on the side of it, they have the dancers painted. They've got the cable car. They've got the Golden Gate Bridge.
That's such a good photo or painting to see there because that really represents what we're seeing here, right? All the diversity and culture right here in San Francisco. So you got a little bit of the cable car and the bridge there with those dancers. It all goes together so very well.
So in fact, this group is beyond just, Colombian. It's incredibly diverse. They have people from all over the world. They've got members from Indonesia, from England, from the Philippines, from El Salvador, and from Mexico, which is really impressive. So they're carrying the Colombian flag. This is Parceros Salseros, but they're also representing people from all over the world, inviting them in, and they say that choreography is a way to do that, to invite people to their culture with open arms.
And that's what has been the strength of Carnival, is our diversity. These past 45 years, it welcomes everybody. And so you got a Japanese woman learning salsa.
That's really cool.
You know?
I saw that a lot and just seeing some of the dancers walking by. I mean, just you see people from all walks of life. And I think that's so true. If you feel the need or the desire, if you're drawn to it, to participate in it, it just celebrates the culture so much more. And it really does bring us all together that way.
Yeah, these are really cool costumes too.
It's the headpieces, Sarah, that I've seen all day that I'm like, wow. I mean, you're seeing the big, some of the groups, just the big feathers and stuff too, but the headpieces are also beautiful.
I know, they're really cool. It's just amazing to see so many interpretations of so many different costumes. Carnival, obviously all about the music and the movement, but the costumes are such a big part of the parade and the performances. All of them have their own unique meaning, and you actually heard from one of the Samba groups, Gianna, the one that you went to learn more about, that they actually got their costumes from Brazil, that they were custom made for them, which is really cool.
And they only wear them once. Like Leticia was saying, she only wears her costume.
Oh, see, I'd be showing up to the grocery store. Hold on a second. I'd be in the Safeway parking lot on Caraval. Like, if I'm going to wear this and I'm going to pay for this, you're going to see it.
It's like a debut, though, for her. It's like,
Go
this
get
is
your coffee
my
at Bill's.
costume. Yeah, can you imagine?
Well, it was beautiful this morning. I was actually driving around, dropping off my son. And randomly we saw
the colors.
Somebody walking in a costume. And I was telling him, I said, can you imagine if you didn't live here?
Oh, my God.
And
What's going on?
What's going on here?
All these people
in native gear, right?
I know, what is going on? This is Diablos de Santiago, Jutlahuaca de Oaxaca, Mexico. The Dance of the Devils, a traditional presentation of the festival of the city of Santiago, Jutlahuaca in Oaxaca. Wow, this is really cool. Look at some of the masks and the costumes and the horns. I remember this group because they had the coolest masks and costumes that I saw, and just each one is different and ornate. And the wood, the masks are made of wood, and these are actually natural horns.
They're absolutely incredible, and every single one is so unique. And if you really just sit there and kind of look at them, it's really quite beautiful, all the work and the details that go into it.
Stare at one for a long time. You might get a little scared.
You might get a little creeped out.
Well, Oaxaca, this is very traditional. And if you've been to Oaxaca, you see this as part of their tradición and their cultura. And it's a festival, and it's about spirituality, but also the Diablo character is a symbol of punishment for people who did not, profess the faith. So,
yeah, it's really cool. It's a traditional group with religious connotations. Really cool. This is one of those groups where everyone has their own costume, their own mask, and just open to broad interpretation, and really, really amazing. They've got the whip.
And the whip.
The whip.
Wow, look at that.
You don't want to get on the way of that.
Oh, no.
Just to hear that sound.
And look how close he got to him.
Yeah,
I know.
He did.
I was a little bit worried for our photographer, who was not that far away.
But they've got those jackets and matching scarves. So pretty.
Yeah, and let's not forget the sound system.
And I think seeing this kind of variety and just the differences and all of that just goes to show you just what we're seeing all day, all the diversity and And again, seeing the little ones there sort of grasping onto the culture and getting involved as well.
Yeah, really cool. Honestly, this group, like I said, some of my favorites in terms of costumes and masks.
The masks are beautiful.
The mask, and every single one is different. We're looking out into the crowd here. So nice to see families saying hello to each other. Everybody has their own Carnival traditions. You talk to people who grew up in San Francisco. Every family has a Carnival story about where they go, the block they like to watch from,
where they go to eat, which we learned a lot about today.
And then after the parade, we go to the festival and go get your favorite, food, and you
Tell
can
us
shop.
where to go.
I'll tell you, there's over 100 vendors, and you can literally go shopping for culturally appropriate wear.
Wow. And if you couldn't make it to the parade, tell us where you could go see the festival.
The festival is on Harrison Street between 24th all the way to 16th Street and on the side streets, and you got, not only can you come eat and shop for cultural wear, but also you can come see some amazing entertainment from all kinds of, music from Latin America and the Caribbean.
Wow, and here's the Reina de Carnaval for this year. Look at her crown, it is absolutely stunning.
Followed by an impressive band here. So the music is really loud here. Ann Makovic down on the parade route for us. Hi, Ann.
Hello. Yes, you've seen this group come by. Their costumes are amazing. I'm going to have my photographer pan over to see some of this. I mean, this is out of this world. Leonardo here to tell us a little bit more about it. Tell us about your group.
El Carnaval Putleco. El Carnaval Putleco se caracteriza por el viejo de tiliches, que está hecho con un sombrero de petate, un traje de tela vieja o retazos de las costuras, acompañada con una máscara de animales silvestres.
Hey, gracias, muchas gracias. Well, I've been learning Spanish for 3 years, so I caught a little bit of that. I know that you guys back at the main stage probably got a little bit more than I did. And, hello. Okay. We're dancing.
Anne's getting right in there.
There was a father and son that we had found that we are hoping to talk to, actually.
Oh my God.
It's a total party. You never know what's going to happen down here on the parade route. I mean, so many colorful characters. And of course, all of the spectators as well. Oh, and I also want to point out, see, we have people that are living here along Harrison that are watching. Hey. Look at that front row view. They're having their Modelos, margaritas, Bloody Marys, mimosa, whatever, on a Sunday afternoon. And of course, everybody at home, we're glad you're joining us for this ongoing party here in San Francisco's Mission District. And where we're going to talk to maybe a couple of people that we were going to talk to have left, but let's just bombard some people and see how it goes. Hi. Tell me your name and where you're from.
It's Sienna. I'm from Mexico.
Very good. And why did you come here today?
Because I wanted to see everybody have fun and make videos for my family that lives in Mexico.
And what has been your favorite part so far?
That my family's happy and that I get to see this because I love it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. Have a good time. All right, going to send it back to you guys on the main stage.
And we love it too, Ann. Thank you. I liked your dance moves.
Yeah, she can learn more if she joins this group. This is La Zumba Buena, the Latin-inspired dance fitness class. Zumba combining easy-to-follow dance moves and exciting choreography, representing at Carnaval 2023.
And dancing, good exercise, everyone.
That's the whole point of Zumba.
Melts away those pounds. Have you taken Zumba?
Oh my gosh, no.
It's really fun, Sarah. We got to go. That is salsa dancing.
Like I said, if it's a private
But
room.
after all the food we're going to eat, we're going to need
We're going to
Samba.
need a little Samba. This next group is Nicaragua Danza Hijos de Maíz, Children of the Corn, a folkloric group in San Francisco aiming to promote and disseminate Nicaraguan culture and customs.
Talk about these costumes. They're absolutely stunning. And you see these, what we're calling sort of like the backpacks with the feather dresses, and you've got the flag there. It is just absolutely beautiful to see that just pass through on the float. Stunning how this all gets put together. And just the coordination of everybody dancing together. Sompopo, that's the dance, originated 500 years ago. A plague of ants known as Sompopo devoured the crops, and that's sort of the inspiration here. Devout inhabitants prayed, asking for an end to the plague. Mythology holds that the plague ended with this ritual right here. And you hear the instruments being played, performing this dance are rabbit leather drums, deer leather drums, and sweet stick bolillos.
All right, we have one of the members of Nicaragua Danza Hijos de Maíz. Thank you so much for being here. All right, he's getting set up real quick. We're going to give a minute to let the band pass through. It's really loud here, but that's one of the good parts of Carnaval.
It's a party. Everyone is celebrating and dancing and hanging out. It was so cute to hear from that young girl, too, that she's taking videos of what's happening today. She talked to Ann just a couple minutes ago so she could send it back to her family in Mexico. I love that. So they can participate and enjoy all of this as well, even though they're not here.
That's really, really cute. I mean, all of these groups have their own, unique characteristics and qualities, and the costumes from this group have been really, really impressive. Okay, Alfonso Guzman, can you hear us? Okay, Alfonso can hear us. Thank you for being here. Tell us what your group is all about.
So my group is Morenada San Francisco. We're a group from Bolivia, bringing the dance, folkloric dance called Morenada, straight from Oruro, Bolivia.
All right, thank you so much. And what is unique about your costumes that you're wearing?
So our costumes are a representation of the miners that used to work in the mines in Oruro back in the day, and pretty much they represent the slaves, and this represents the crown from the Spanish. It's pretty much like a mockery back in the day of what used to happen.
All right, Alfonso, thank you so much. I know it's about to get loud. Thank you for joining us along the parade route. We appreciate it. We're about to admire your incredible dancers. Have a great day and a great time at Carnival.
There's so much embroidery that goes into so many of these outfits and dresses that you're seeing come down through right now on the dancers.
Yeah, Morenada has incredible costumes.
And you're going to see some of the men wearing masks with scruffy long beards and a big tongue to represent the physical state of mine workers. And I think that's the thing that a lot of people, in fact, I'm even learning about this today, just how these costumes really not just walk down to kind of show how pretty and beautiful they are, but they tell a story about the culture and what they're doing and what it means to them. It's a big part of what goes into a lot of these costumes that you see during the parade. The men are also carrying a matraca, which is a rattling noise maker to signify the clinking of the slave chain.
And I love the hats, Roberto, like a key signature of the Bolivian culture.
And some of their costumes are actually made in Bolivia.
Wow. So colorful. I love the black with the bright colors kind of laid on top of it. And then you've got these hat with the feathers coming out. You can see that right there. That's absolutely stunning. I would wear those boots, Sarah.
I know. Those will give you a couple extra inches, I think.
And they're so cute.
Yeah, these costumes honestly are some of my favorite that I've seen so far.
Definitely.
I mean, it's hard to pick favorites. There are so many amazing groups at Carnival, and last year was just an amazing, exposure to what this event is all about. 45 years. 45 years Carnival has been happening in San Francisco.
Yeah, just the vibrancy of all the colors that come through. It really is just so visually beautiful.
And throughout the, last 45 years, we've actually had groups that actually have come from Bolivia. that have been in our parade. They've traveled all the way.
Wow.
Just like we've had groups from Brazil. Olodum was one of the biggest groups that came here from Brazil. And so we've been blessed with a lot of different groups that have traveled from different countries to San Francisco's Carnaval. And that, I think, really inspires a lot of the locals right here to go learn and get busy and be in Carnival, right?
This is where it's at. Look at this. So this
Very
group
inspiring.
Very inspiring. This group in particular has had like 10 variations of really, really ornate, incredible costumes.
Yeah, these are the masks with the scruffy, long beard that we mentioned, and they've got that like big tongue sticking out there. Really, really interesting and so intricate too.
The Caravana de la Bahia has arrived. This El Salvador-based group stands for Bay Caravan.
A Banda de Paz, the Band of Peace.
Yeah, the Band of Peace aims to proudly promote the culture and tourism of their native El Salvador throughout the San Francisco Bay Area.
You know, and here in the Mission District, as well the rest of the Bay Area, we've had a big population of Salvadoreños, you know, and organizations, as well as a lot of the restaurants you can get, you know, not only pupusa, but, you know, the rice and beans, they call them casamiento.
Oh, it's so good.
The marriage of the rice and the beans.
I had a Balompié yesterday, which is 18th and Cap Street. They have 2 locations in San Francisco, but one of the best places to get pupusas in the entire city, in the entire Bay Area. They're incredible. The staff is super friendly. A great place. They've been there forever. Yeah. A great place to go.
That sounds so good right now.
They've got the party, and they're promoting visiting El Salvador, which I hear amazing things about.
Yeah.
Are you like, I am making a laundry list of all the places I want to go after being here today. Are we going to check in with Ann? All right, Ann is hanging out on the parade route. She's having all the fun today. Hi, Ann. I like all your beads.
Down here dancing, collecting beads, and meeting a lot of new friends. In fact, I just met these ladies from Los Angeles, Alabama, and from Mexico. Tell us how you ended up here.
Up here in the Carnival.
Very good. And what has been your favorite spot? I mean, had you heard about this before?
No.
Hi.
Hi. Did you bring this group of ladies
Yes,
here?
These are my aunts, and then we just came here. We're like, there's a festival, Carnival in San Francisco. We have to go this weekend. We're like, it's Memorial Weekend, let's head there.
Absolutely.
It's been amazing. We love it here. The ambiance is great.
Do you live here?
No, our cousin lives here, so we come out here to visiting.
Very good. And you're here from Mexico. How do you think Mexico has been represented?
¿Cómo cree que ha representado México aquí?
Oh, excelente. Ahorita pasaron los representantes de Oaxaca. Excelente. Excelente
The Oaxacans were great.
Excelente.
Wonderful. All right, have fun.
Thank you.
And we're going to toss it back to you guys.
All right, this is Amor do Samba. The group name translates to Love of Samba, performing Brazilian samba every weekend for over a decade. Experience is key, and this is a tribute to Pelé, one of the greatest soccer players of all time. They even had a huge inflatable soccer ball.
In fact, you know, I believe Pelé is the best soccer player in the whole world. You know, and recently he passed away.
Yeah.
And I was really sad because I grew up as a child playing soccer, and I wanted to be Pelé. Let me tell you, like a lot of the kids around the world. But I think and really believe that it's been an honor to know that Pelé influenced so many children around the world to play soccer. And I've not only played soccer, but I've also coached soccer. So I love soccer. I think it's one of the best sports.
And the World Cup is coming to the Bay Area in
Yeah,
2026 to Levi's Stadium, which is going to be an incredible opportunity.
World Cup.
You know, soccer has become more and more popular here in the United States. The U.S. women's national team has been dominant. The men's national team, soccer has become hugely popular with American youth, and that is thanks in part to the longtime dominance of Brazil.
Yeah. And you know that if you combine the number of children that are playing baseball, football, soccer, basketball, football, and and all the other sports, there are more children playing soccer today than all the traditional basketball, football, baseball sports here in this country. It's a growing sport.
It is. It is. It's amazing that it's not as big here until now. I think it's definitely made a lot of strides. We'll have in 2026, we'll have football and football because the Super Bowl will be here also. So that's going to be a really fun year. Football.
All right, it's about to get loud. This is Explosión Más, formerly known as Sisters with Style. 170 participants, and they have an impressive sound system.
This is when it gets fun, when all the music starts coming through like this too. I can feel the bass, Sarah.
I know, I need to borrow this for like a birthday party. My neighbors will have me evicted.
Jump, jump, jump,
now we're going, now we're moving. Okay, if there is an award for energy, they win.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they're so much fun. Wow, this is a party, you guys.
Listen, so Roberto told you when we were talking about who was coming up in Carnival that the Trinidadian group are known to be the most energetic, the loudest, the most party-centric atmosphere out of all the Carnival groups. And last year, they brought it.
Put a party.
I mean, it really is. It literally is a party going down the streets of San Francisco right now. And everyone is having such a good time just even participating and watching all of this. Their theme is Persona, which is celebrating unique characteristics
And that music
and
just
cultural
gets
history.
inside your soul, your spirit. It makes you want to jump, jump, jump. You don't even know how. You don't need choreography. You just dance.
You just dance.
Freestyle. You know.
Really, really cool. This is Trinidadian tradition. They want to show how we can express individuality while also uniting as one, turning darkness into light. I mean, it's really true. Roberto told us that they were going to bring the energy. They did last year. Every Trinidadian group that we saw was this impressive, loud, lots of participants, lots of energy, just a real, real party. They really do bookend Carnival and bring the energy.
That was fun. But the best part about it, too, is the little one at the end in the wagon, just chilling and enjoying the ride.
Really, really cool. Honestly, one of my favorite parts of Carnival for sure. If you don't get a chance to come down here, it's hard to explain how much louder those groups are than some of the others. Just the sound system, the music, the dancing, the energy. And talk about loud. You want to bring it in a big rig? El Show de Pepe. They brought the big rig out.
That's a good way to get down this whole parade.
Yeah, you want to show up with the biggest vehicle you can. This is the one. Done. Where did they get this?
With 20 million posters on there.
Yeah, I know. I have never seen a party big rig before.
Odie and Carnival, San Francisco.
Really cool.
And you can hear, how many times did you drive down the highway and see a big rig and ask them to honk the horn? Now they're doing it a ton right here in San Francisco.
El show de Pepe's theme is El Salsa Vive or Salsa Lives. 10 musicians from Peru, Colombia, Puerto Rico, and Nicaragua performing. It is a tribute to Pepe and his orchestra for their 30-year musical career of salsa life in the Bay Area, Mexico, and Central America.
And I tell you, Pepe brings on the salsa. He is a salsero y puro salsero with his orchestra. He plays at Carnaval, he plays at Acapulco, he plays at numerous clubs. There he goes. There he goes.
There he is.
Pepe.
And they are throwing flowers out, roses out.
El show de Pepe.
All kinds of fun stuff happening on that float right there. Just hearing all the fun music too, and more groups are coming down here, down the parade route.
Lots of Brazilian representation today. This is the Brazilian Center, Barakemi of San Francisco, with 200 participants representing Afro-Brazilian, and Maracatu from the Bahia and Amazon region of Brazil. This is a huge group. Another group that has a lot of participation, a lot of energy. So many Brazilian groups as part of Carnaval, which makes sense. Given that the home of Carnaval is in Brazil. But this is a really, really impressive group in terms of not just turnout, but their costumes are incredible.
They're beautiful, Sarah, and they're based on indigenous tribal designs influenced by African rhythms. And you hear that with the drum beats and the sound as they're playing on the back of the truck there and the float coming down the street, the singing.
And they've got drums. We gotta get a camera. We gotta get a camera on Roberto, who has a little
a clown nose. They were throwing the clown noses from the big rig, from the float. I was wondering what that was.
Well, you know, they have the payasos.
The payasos.
The Carnaval. And so you saw a few.
We have our own right here. We got
it.
There he is.
That's what Carnival is all about, is having fun.
It
and
is.
You know what? They're throwing these out today so that people can get a costume on. You know, you can clown around and just have fun.
Are you wearing something? I didn't notice.
Are you going to keep it on all day, though?
Yeah, we'll need to get a couple more of those.
We do. We got to put some on, Sarah.
All right, so this is the Barakemi Band from Berkeley with Julio Barreto and Unidos de da Capital Drum and Dance from Sacramento. So a lot of people, again, coming from pretty much all over the world to come to Carnaval San Francisco, but all over the country and certainly all over the state of California. We're the envy of the rest of California. Ann Makovic is the envy of all of us. She is on the parade route. Best seat in the house.
Best seat in the house right here. Oh. Meeting some firefighters along the way, gracias. We're talking about costumes. I mean, there's basically anything that you can imagine, and it's anything goes. Of course, here we're doing, you know, the standard firefighter costume, so a little bit of a lull when it comes to that. But of the costumes that we've seen, almost everything represents something. The colors, the feathers, the material, it all has a backstory. And it's just been fascinating to watch. And of course, I've been making some friends along the route. And one of them is Yasmin, who's here for the very first time from Antioch. And what do you make of this so far?
I love it. I love being here. This is like the best life. Like, I love this. Like, I love looking at all the cultures come together. I think everything looks so beautiful. I love it.
Can you describe it for somebody who's at home, just the feeling of being out here?
You feel all the rhythm and all the music. You feel like you're a part of the culture, and I love that. I love how everyone gets together and gets to enjoy this one thing together.
Right, and so you came wearing normal clothes, and now you're gathering a costume.
Oh yeah, one of my cousins are in the parade actually, and they just came and did their thing. You know, I've been trying to collect everything. You know, trying to have a great time out here.
With confetti in your hair.
Oh yeah, confetti everywhere at this point.
I love it. I love it. Okay, now we were showing you some of the people that are enjoying themselves with, again, talking about the best seat in the house. We got some more people. hanging out their window from the comfort of their own home. Of course, those watching at home, you're able to actually enjoy it from the comfort of your living room, and we're glad to bring it to you from right here in the heart of the Mission. Oh, this is one of my jams. Okay, I'm gonna send it back to you guys so I can get down.
All right, this is Caribbean Vibrations. We have Trisha Williams in the house. How do you have so much energy every year?
You know what? I'm just blessed with it. I am just blessed with it. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing great, thank you. Describe how huge your group is. You guys are, I think, 4 times as big as some of the big groups here in Carnival.
Yes, we do.
It's hard to hear, Trisha. We're going to let you dance.
It is so hard to hear. Sorry, guys. I love you. Carnival San Francisco, thank you so much for having us. Thank you.
Thank you, Trisha.
We love you. Look at this. You're right, Sarah. This is loud. Look at all these people. What a high energy group. They came onto the scene in 2010, and look at this. This is just mesmerizing as you see all of these dancers go by with all these costumes. Gorgeous.
Again, the Caribbean culture, every time they show out Carnival, they bring the most energy. They're some of the loudest. Amazing costumes, 440 participants. That is one of the biggest groups. That's the biggest group?
It is the biggest. They just fuego, puro fuego. This is fire. Fire, puro fuego. You feel the beat of the music in your heart. It's just like, we're burning. Who says you need sun?
I know. I mean, it's amazing. And obviously,
you get up here and you just jazz. Just get up and dance.
So many cultures represented, so many countries represented as part of the Caribbean Vibrations group. They have really an epic show at Carnival every year with the most participants, some incredible dancers, amazing costumes, and a really impressive float coming up that you were about to see. You do not want to miss that.
Just the vibe, Sarah, just how much fun they're having walking the route here and dancing. The fact that they get everyone together to participate in this, 400 people, that cannot be easy.
No, this what makes you want to have a carnival every year.
Every year.
Every weekend.
Yeah, that's true.
We have a little Trinity party one weekend, a salsa party the next weekend, Cuban party the following weekend,
So fun. And they're just having the best time.
Yeah, I mean, it's just amazing the amount of energy. I mean, it's impossible to convey on just the screen, but just the volume is turned all the way up here. This is one of the loudest groups, one of the biggest groups. And just like an amazing, amazing, amazing showing this year in particular, really, really representing all kinds of Caribbean culture, Caribbean countries and people. And, I see Trinidad, I see all kinds of people out here representing as part of Caribbean Vibration.
And this float right here, is she pushing this? She's, I mean, pushing it. Just look at this. How beautiful is that?
This is really so cool.
That is stunning.
By the way, just to give you an idea of how big this is, look at how far across the street this stretches. This is almost half of the block worth of costume / float in one, and she's pushing it along.
That's a mask.
That's
they
amazing.
Make those in Trinidad, and they are huge.
Wow.
I mean, literally, you have, in some groups, you have up 50, 100 masks. Dancers at that size. That's on just one. I've gone to Trinidad and they actually had.
Anne is with one of the performers now.
No, I'm with one of the walking floats. This is Shantae. Tell us about this. I don't know if I should call it a costume or.
Well, this is what we call costume for Caribbean Vibrations. This is the Queen costume. Every year we bring this out. And this year our theme is Soca Vibes. And vibes is the feeling that you get when you hear soca music from the Caribbean. And as you can see, everybody out here has the vibes.
Absolutely. And you are bringing it. Absolutely. What is it like to push this thing down the street?
Man, this is almost 400 pounds, so it takes a lot.
Whoa, okay. Well, you're rocking it.
Thank
you for bringing us the vibe. Thanks to you guys.
All right, Anne, thank you so much. 400 pounds.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
That's impressive. That is impressive.
I absolutely love soca music. I mean, just Caribbean culture in general is incredible. They really, really bring the energy every year. And here's another group that does that This is Batala San Francisco celebrating Carnival's 45th anniversary with Ashe, meaning soul, light, spirit, or good vibrations. Batala members range in age from 20s to 60s, but through training and the Batala repertoire, they create an experience of joyful celebration.
All right, look what somebody handed us.
What? You're getting food thrown at.
Oh my God! Somebody threw.
Come on.
Somebody threw.
Oh.
I just want to say somebody threw.
It's hot.
Somebody threw.
We've been asking for food all day.
I just wanted to explain. Someone from the crowd threw Roberto a bag of chicharrones.
Oh my God, it's delicious.
What other parade and festival can you go to where people throw chicharrones at you? Oh my God, so funny.
And it's so delicious, by the way. Muchísimas gracias, whoever did that for us. Thank you.
This is not healthy eats here at Carnaval San Francisco.
Not today, but we'll go Samba later. We'll go Samba and salsa later.
Let's listen to the drums of Batala San Francisco.
Roberto's up here dancing, feeding us food. So we watch all of these groups go by, the music, the sounds. It's all that like samba and that reggae, that Caribbean sound just kind of infused together. I love it.
It's amazing. The drums are incredible.
I love that we're enjoying chicharrones right now.
Yeah, someone literally threw a bag of fried pork onto the stage. And look at this. Check out the soccer tricks. This group coming up here is Flavas the Caribbean, 180 participants. They've been around for 7 years, so they are not rookies. Their influence comes from Trinidad, and just like the other Trinidadian and Caribbean groups, they are going to be loud. They are going to bring the energy to Carnaval San Francisco.
I love their message, though, Sarah. Embrace yourself and spread pure love.
We have the organizer of Flavas the Caribbean here with us. Tell us, how excited are you to be here at Carnaval once again?
We look forward to this tradition. I've been doing this exact parade since I was 5 years old.
Wow.
So I genuinely have a love for this. We appreciate San Francisco Carnaval for all they do. It's a lot of hard work. This is my group, Flavors of the Caribbean. It takes me 8 months to make costumes for 1 day. It's a lot of work. I'm thankful to be here. We're happy to be here. We're celebrating life. And this is us. This is what we do.
You guys really bring the energy every year. Thank you so much for talking to us. We'll let you get back with your group. It's about to get loud. We already know.
It is a party out here. No question. I mean, even when you see these larger groups go down, from the beginning to the end, you just feel that energy and that vibe. It has been so much fun sitting up here on stage, but half of me wants to be down there with them on the parade route. That's where the party is, for sure.
Jump, jump, jump. If you're at home watching, get up and dance. Enjoy the fun. Como dice la Celia Cruz, digo, la vida es un carnaval.
And it is today.
Azúcar.
I mean, the energy from beginning to end, it's just absolutely incredible. Seeing the dancers and the party. I mean, literally, once you see the rest of the parade, go to the festival, the party continues.
I mean, they have their own van.
Their own bus.
They have a van and a bus.
Peace and love right there. Talk about a good time. I feel that like I need a headdress though to go enjoy the rest of the day in the mission, Sarah.
I know,
we need
it's
some
really
feathers.
Cool. And like Roberto was saying, if you come early enough, you see people walking around San Francisco in all these amazing costumes, like getting out of their car as they're parking, and it's jarring, but it's amazing. All right, check this out. This is such a fun group. They really bring the energy every year.
Happy times.
I mean, look at that. They are having such a good time dancing. And again, all the colorful costumes we've seen, the energy, the multi-generational groups of families from kids to grandparents. Just seeing the culture being passed down from generation to generation. It has really been a beautiful, beautiful celebration today in the mission.
Yeah, this was such an incredible parade, just an amazing, I mean, everyone was on point, went off without a hitch. Just a really, really fun time. We are so happy to be a part of it. KPIX and CBS News Bay Area, so happy to once again be a part of Carnaval San Francisco. Just an incredible party and an amazing time, an amazing display of culture here in the heart of San Francisco's Mission District.
And hopefully everyone watching got a chance to kind of see, you know, what this is about. Maybe next year come out and bring your friends and your family to enjoy it live and in person as well, because it is something to watch it. It's also something to feel it, the energy and the vibe, and just to see all of it just kind of come to life, which is really, it just felt like one big party all day long.
All right, you're at every single one. Roberto, tell me what you thought of this year's parade.
Magic. 45 years of magic. You know, and just the diversity, and just see a whole new generation of children, and knowing that this tradition will just keep flowing year after year after year. And so I want to thank CBS, I want to thank both of you and everybody who is part of the crew. But most important, I want to also thank all our volunteers, because there's an army of volunteers that really are the ones who make Carnival happen. All the artistic, incredible maestros, maestras, teachers who teach the traditions, you know, all year long, all the costume makers, and just all the people that contribute and help make Carnival come alive every year.
It was amazing. It was an amazing party, an amazing celebration. The party continues at the festival, which is going to be packed. I can't wait. But wow, thank you so much for being here. Roberto Hernandez, the king of the mission, the king of Carnival. It was an amazing time once again to celebrate here up on this stage with you, and I'm so happy that this event went off without a hitch.
How do you celebrate now, right? Because this is like after, come today when everything's over, you get a bit of a break, because this is the big day, right?
I get to sleep.
You get to rest a little bit.
Yeah.
And you deserved it. And thank you for bringing all of this together, because it really is so nice to see all the different parts and really what the mission is about, just what our Bay Area is about, all the different cultures and stuff. It's nice to see it all come together. So thank you for doing that.
Es un honor y un placer, and it's a blessing.
Thank you so much. Thank you, our viewers, for joining us at this amazing celebration, Carnaval San Francisco 2023 in its 45th year. We are so happy to bring this presentation to you. On behalf of Gianna Franco, Roberto Hernandez, all of our staff and our crew, thank you for joining us. I'm Sarah Donchi. Have a great day.
San Francisco's historic Mission District. This is the 2023 Carnaval Grand Parade. This year, celebrating 45 years of music and movement.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Carnival 2023 rolling right now. We are in the Mission District. Big crowds here for a big party. We can't wait to share it with you. I'm Sarah Donchi.
It is going to be a lot of fun, Sarah. I'm Gianna Franco. Thank you so much for hanging out with us all throughout the month of May. This has been what they're getting ready for. In fact, they've been doing this in the month of May for decades. Just a big celebration of community and culture. And this year is 45 years of music and movement. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks for hanging out with us. Let's get things started and introduce Carnival CEO Roberto Hernandez. Thank you.
Buenos días. Feliz cumpleaños. 45 años celebrando Carnaval San Francisco. Viva Carnaval.
Congratulations. It's a big milestone year for you guys.
It's huge. And we're so excited because this year we have a lot of special